Welcome to Season 2, Session 10 of our Sea Dogs GURPS campaign. I am Gigerman, today's GM.
Hi, Giger Man.
This session's audio will be made available as a podcast. See the description for details. In the meantime, Lieutenant Rogers, Nosh, do you have any character business for the Lieutenant?
I do not.
Now you actually gave him Spanish, didn't you?
Ah, see.
Indeed.
And I put a point in running as well.
That's what it was. I knew there was something else in there. Come, Junkie, do you have any character business for Sir Randall?
I think so. I might be picking up hiking.
That's sneaky.
Wait.
Well,
you
I
didn't
mean,
already
I
pick
figure,
hiking?
but think about, we walk everywhere.
Well, of all the characters on the roster, Sir Randall is the one that walks the least. Not that I'm denying.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah, the carriages in Havana and such, but there's no carriages here.
Unless
Yeah,
we
there
take
are.
one into the jungle.
I've taken up pacing on the deck.
Mel, do you have any character business for Claude?
You skipped Funky.
No. Well, yes. Deliberately.
True.
As discussed earlier, I'm going to go ahead and take freight handling at one point.
Right. Rigel Kent, do you have any character business for Dr. Spencer?
I have 6 points that are just burning a hole in my pocket, but I don't know what I want to do with it yet. So no.
You didn't make any changes to the powers or
Nope.
anything?
Nope.
I know you were talking about getting a new one, but I don't remember what it was.
I was that, and I was also talking about getting rid of the unconscious only and stuff like that. But I'm like,
Right.
no, I haven't done that yet.
Okay. Noted. Andricus, do you have any character business for Senor Palange?
If I may use the if I may up the musket by 1.
The musket. What is that going up to?
16.
Good God. Well, you have certainly pulled the trigger under stress.
Thank you very much.
I'm just thinking, we're going into the jungle. I could pick up my own ally monkey,
That's true, you could. It might bite you, though.
making my familiar.
Ronki, I know you have character business for Captain Hayden.
Yes, I need to
Should've died.
update. Well, due to my near-death experience, I need to adjust.
Near-death experience? Isn't
Chronic.
that a little redundant?
Yeah, I need to adjust chronic pain and add the extra disadvantages that I got as a result.
Right, what were those? I think you were
I-
reducing fatigue points.
I know chronic pain was one, and I think it was fatigue was the other.
Yeah. Okay.
7 points worth.
Okay, so was it 7?
Yeah, or minus 7
that's
points
right.
worth.
It ended up to 7. Yeah, so I have you as having failed by 6, but yeah, okay, got that. Also, as discussed, your next health roll is going to be at -3. That is in the next death check.
I should make that an other ability roll.
Yeah, you might as well. So, for those that were watching the previous episode and are confused,
Or disappointed.
and some are disappointed,
So sad.
it was discovered after the fact that this whole business of crit fail equals insta-death was never actually agreed upon, and the actual situation was that a crit fail just causes the next death check to go down by 2 instead of 1.
So at what point is he officially dead?
So, having said that, we need to decide at what point he's going to be officially dead. So I had a number of, well, I had the first thought that I had in that regard was whenever you get down to 3 and it's basically impossible to succeed, then he would die permanently. But
Well, by GURPS rules, anytime if a stat ever goes to 0, then you die. So you could do the same. So if the health roll becomes a 0, then
well,
you're
you could
dead.
do that too, yeah. The only issue I had with either of those situations was that basically gave you a set time, because you at a certain point you can't possibly succeed anymore. But that's not really true. You can crit succeed all the way down to 3, I guess. You can actually make the roll at 3.
Yeah. And it would.
But the last 2, if you go down to 0, then the last 3 rolls will be auto fails,
Yeah,
which
but
isn't
at what point
necessarily
you become.
bad.
Now, are you losing actual health levels?
Not losing health levels, but the roll, the
Becomes
penalties
harder and harder. Okay.
Yeah.
accumulate, so it will accelerate.
Now, if he ends up lowering his health to make up for the failures, then
That's
the health might go down with that as well. All right, so is that what we are going to do? We're going to go to 0?
I'm cool with that. Would it throw a spanner in the works if I suddenly paid off my terminally ill?
Well,
Not that I have the points to do it. I'm just fucking with you.
saying that, I wonder how you would do that, because normally
Fountain
that's
of
like
Youth.
100-point disad, but in this case it was we geared it a little differently.
Yeah, it's a 20-point.
You could, was it 20? That was
Yeah.
15.
No, it's minus 20.
So if you paid the 20 points to buy it off, and then you'd just be left with all the regular disads that you had gained from it. I don't know.
Nah.
I mean, like most disads, you really need an excuse to be able to get rid of it, and yeah, you could potentially find one, I guess.
I have no intention of doing that. I just wanted
I
to
just
make you freak
I
out.
don't want to go. And then, his hands and his head explode into fire and, light. And then he's recast as a different person.
As long as it's ginger.
No, it can't be a ginger.
Oh, that's right. It can't be a ginger.
All right, so 0 equals dead is how it shall be. And I will record that on the wiki.
So say we all.
So say we all. In the meantime, oops, I need to do the thing. Expedition log, Thursday, March 1st, 1725, Campeche, Yucatan. It is clear and hot, with a fresh breeze from the north. Having thwarted the attack at the hacienda, secured sponsorship, and prepared for their trek into the Yucatan jungle, the expedition has assembled at the edge of town and are about to take their first step toward the Treasury.
Dun, dun, dun.
I changed my mind.
Finally.
I'm not going.
I'm so excited. Dun, 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 dun. I just get started.
I really wish you wouldn't do that. Couple of flashbacks. Davino.
Apologies.
Why did he apologize?
I heard the name call, but I
And he wasn't paying attention?
unfortunately.
Yeah, so the night of the business at the fort and the arson and the shark attack.
Yes.
Afterward, Davino made his report to the other partners aboard the ship, and the carcass was disposed of. I believe it was dumped into the sea and left to drift away. For your record, the 2 silver bullets were returned to you. They are not usable as bullets anymore, but the silver is still silver.
I can dig it.
You also collected whatever trophies you were collecting. There was mention of shark tooths.
Yes.
I think the plural of tooths is teeth.
We're English. We get to decide that.
Right.
Oh wait, he's Italian, so he's probably saying it wrong anyway.
Yesterday, Davino spent some time with Senor Ferron going over Dara Campbell's journal as agreed upon. You were paid for that. I believe that was one something, and I surely didn't write that down. There was a coin involved, and it wasn't a peso. Pistola. I think it was a pistola.
They pay in
Oh,
firearms? That's awesome.
I know, right?
Not that kind of pistola.
I thought, maybe I'm misremembering, but I thought the only payment that Davino had asked for was knowledge of the musket.
Well, that may be all he asked for.
All right.
And then later in the evening, you were informed of the status of the expedition, and you were then involved in the planning for what is coming up today. So there you go, you're caught up,
Ta-da!
more or less. Claude, flashback for you.
Does everybody get a flashback?
Only the ones that missed
Oh,
stuff.
I wanted a flashback.
So, Claude, the night of the dinner invitation, Claude decided to hide out instead of going along. And at some point in the evening, Claude got a knock on the door. It was a very small knock and not very, it was kind of clunky. Claude opened the door to find Boom looking for Claude. And we'll have discovered later that Davino had told Boom to go find you. That night's antics had you running about to some of the other crew members' rooms, and at one point you entered Mr. Spencer's room and discovered that there was a trinket on the floor.
Yes.
It looked like so.
And in the darkness, bind them.
Does Claude claim this?
Oh, hell yeah.
Then you may notate it as such to your doom. Next night was the night of the fort and the shark and the arson. You spent a good portion of that day moving into the new boarding house that Reed had provided for the crew, and everybody sort of packed into like 2 or 3 big rooms. Other than that, not a whole lot happened. And yesterday, I have no idea what you were doing during the day. Not that you need to come up with
Chill
anything.
now.
I don't have anything for you.
That's fine. Just antics in general. Watching
Now.
people.
I need Claude to make an IQ -6 roll.
Drum roll, please. First roll of the night for
Mm-hmm.
My God, I just fell in love with GCA again.
Yes.
Did you not turn? You didn't. You didn't set the switch.
Okay, now you have to tell us what you did in GCA.
You know how GCA has page numbers for the traits and stuff? It's now clickable. So when you click on it, it opens up the PDF if you have it.
Oh,
What?
that's
You
in
have to tell.
5, right?
Yeah.
I'd be willing to bet it has to actually be named the same as it is in the data file, which wouldn't work for me.
But you do have an option to change it.
Interesting.
If it doesn't find it, it says, tell me where it is.
Ah, well, that's useful. Somebody thought of that.
It is very awesome. Carry
Claude, you are on a small boat in what appears to be a river. Fog obscures what's beyond the banks to either side. The old man is at the end of the boat, and he scoops water out of the river to make tea on a miniature stove on his end. While it simmers, he looks about and says, "It's difficult to see anymore. I'm starting to forget what was on the shore." There are some other boats scattered about a short distance away, going here and there. He waves at the occupants of one of them, but they seem unaware, and says, "No one will talk to me." As Claude is looking about, you are pretty certain there are sharks swimming beneath the river surface, although nobody seems to be reacting to this fact. As the old man is about to pour the tea, he points. "Ah, there's your old captain." And indeed, Boissinade appears in a nearby boat and is as unaware of your presence as the rest. The old man says, I haven't spoken to him, well, since I met you, I suppose. I had asked him to discover the identity of a man for me, an antiquarian studying at the university in Toulouse, but he never got the opportunity to tell me who he is, if he tried at all. As the old man pours the tea and is about to pass you the cup, the boat rocks sharply, causing a near spill of both the tea and the boat. Then another. Then Claude is awakened, hammock rocking as Ollie is waking him to get ready to go into the jungle. Get up!
What? What's going on?
She's just about to learn the secrets of the universe and it got taken away.
Do you need me to reprocess anything, or are you good?
If you could, because I can't type right now, if you could like just copy and paste that into a note, that would be great.
I could potentially do that.
Thank you.
Let me see. Create item. Paste. Oh, that's nice. It actually paragraphs it. And I just need to drag that onto there. Got it?
Got it. Thank you.
Done. So, morning of the 1st. You guys go to start getting ready and you wake up Hayden and he has a severe coughing fit and spitting up blood and all kinds of funk.
Yep, he's not going to be able to go. He's going to have to stay here.
You know, guys, I had a dream. I died.
I think it almost came true.
Yeah, I'm not sure about
Is
him
it time
going
to
with it.
leave?
He seems to be in pretty bad shape. Maybe he should stay.
That'd be about right, wouldn't it?
Nope. I've come this far. I'll not let a little cough stop me.
That's not a little cough.
Of course it is, Doctor. You know quite well. I am fit and healthy.
Cough, cough, hack, hack.
Blood spatter.
Exactly. Yes, definitely healthy.
All right, you guys were instructed to meet outside the land gate, the Puerta de Tierra, at or just around sunup. Now, let's see.
Good times.
You will be met by. Oh well, okay. To reestablish, we have Lieutenant Rogers, we have Sir Randall, we have Captain Hayden in whatever condition he's in. We have Claude, we have Dr. Spencer, and we have Senor
I don't agree.
Prudence.
I don't remember agreeing to going into the jungle.
And Inara is also going as well.
Woo!
She is dressed appropriately, not
In
in
a red
not in an
dress.
evening dress.
But her shirt is
heels.
bright red.
Hey, got to be able to find each other in the jungle.
Claude gets a slap in the back of the head, and then petit frère, ça va? And you recognize Leto, who has always called you little brother, and has taught you a couple of good tricks for thieving.
Claude will immediately secure any valuables on his person and make a kind of a show of rubbing the head. Ow! Hello.
He sees you tightening stuff up, and he's like, "Oh, where's the trust?"
As she's stealing from him.
And he's stealing from her.
Maybe.
The others are here. You have Maurice, of course, and Bernard and Hecky, and those are the only La Dame Blanche crew that are apparently present, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. You also have been provided with 10 porters, 1 animal driver who is driving 6 mules, and 1 guide whose name is Juan Chipawa.
Oh dear.
And he looks at you
He ain't afraid of
guys,
no man.
and he sort of goes down the row looking at the porters and everything, and his facial expression doesn't change. You're not sure if that means he's cool with it or unhappy or what.
He's gonna tell us we're all gonna die.
You're all gonna die.
Outstanding.
As he reviews the troops, he'll remark as he comes across Inara, says, "This is no place for a woman," and
I
she will
believe
quit
Lady
back.
Oh,
Go ahead.
no, I was going to say, I believe Lady Inara is plenty capable in handling herself.
Not sure. It's a
She'll
good place
she'll
for
say
a
something
person.
to the effect of, "It's a good thing there were women among your ancestors here, or you might not be here."
Well said.
His facial expression does not change. You're not sure if he approves or is insulted.
Wonder. Nah, I don't want to insult the guy who's
Yeah, that seems like a bad idea.
bad idea. You go first.
Okay, so for the record, I would like to determine what you guys are bringing with you. And let's go down the list just so we don't get all screwy. So
I've got
going
mine
to.
set.
I'll
I'm
start
going to
from the
start
other end.
setting.
What is Davino bringing?
Davino will bring basically his full kit. He'll bring the musket, the boarding axe, and then a knife, and probably 2 grenades along with boom.
Right. You
I
had
have group
grenades.
basics for the crew.
Yes.
Okay. Just so you know, the group basics were provided as part of the gear, but if you've got your own, that's cool. Spencer, I was going to. Oh, hold on.
No, I am not bringing the medical chest. It's too heavy.
Okay. Palanche.
Ditto with the diagnostic manual, actually. It's also stupid heavy.
Yeah, I remember that was big. Is Palanche bringing the journal with him?
Yes.
Back to Spencer. So,
Yep.
no medical chest, no diagnostic manual.
I have
Now,
a physician's kit, and yeah, I've got it set up right now where it's in the inventory where I've got everything that I'm carrying: my hat, my boots, my pistol, my clothes, chalk notes, small sword, waterproof bag, my journal, my personal basics, my physician's kit, and a scribe's box.
now, if you wanted to actually bring the surgery kit, you could put it on the donkey or on the mules. Excuse me.
Yeah.
No,
there is space
I'm not
for it.
sure if that's a good idea. I'm
Your
sure it'll
call.
be fine.
Claude, what are you bringing?
Okay, so Claude will have a, just the usual clothes on with a leather jacket over top, boots, gloves, personal basics. Claude will bring the Eskrima stick and a straight razor and a blanket. And I think that's about it.
I
Bringing
didn't
the
even
skull?
think about.
No, not bringing the skull.
Not bringing the skull. What are you doing with the skull?
Giving it to
It will
Boom.
be-
She's
It'll
got
probably
a
be-
hidden compartment.
Yeah, it'll be probably stashed with the rest of the Claude's treasures on the ship.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, now that particular secret has been outed, that could actually be stored with the in the pay chest or whatnot. But if you store it in your own place, somebody who goes in there looking for the pay chest might not find it.
Yeah, Claude's got especially since moving into the hold, Claude's got a nice little scouted out kind of nice little tucked away place for
Right.
all of the treasures.
I don't think we ever actually decided where that was, but we don't really have to. It's somewhere hard to find.
Yep.
All right, what's Hayden bringing?
He's bringing
Aside
the
from a lot
stuff
of
that
laudanum.
is checked on his inventory, which is backpack, blanket, some cord, lantern, cutlass, pistol, ammunition. He's leaving behind his formal clothes. He has a gun cleaning kit. He has oil. He has his opium, personal basics, powder horn. He will be carrying his purse, some rope. He will have his scribe's kit. He will leave behind his telescope. He will have rations. He'll be carrying water. He has his whetstone, a wineskin, and he will leave behind his wooden boxes with all his books and stuff.
I think you should swap out that purse. It doesn't match your shoes.
What do you mean? It's Gucci.
What is Sir Randall bringing along?
So we have pack
Anara.
animals, correct? So I guess much of the stuff will probably be set on pack animals. So he'll have like the tent will be on a pack animal. So tent, he's got a he's got a 4-man tent. Many of the spare equipment he'll actually have on a backpack with him. Pickaxe, shovel, rope, or some additional rope, a sack, a 10-foot pole.
He really
You
has
guys-
a 10-foot pole.
Yep. Should we take a spare group basics or no?
It's up to you.
I guess it can't hurt for redundancy. That'll go on the pack. Our mule grapple. He will give I have a spare pistol. That a dagger pistol that he will give Anara. I have a dagger pistol that he will give Anara, and he will give her some training on as we go as well. They'll probably purchase some more shot for that and powder just so we have some to spare for her practice. He'll pack the bullet molding gear, bullseye lantern, pretty much everything that's on my list minus because he'll take some ink and quill and paper for I'm trying to think what I wouldn't take.
Everybody's bringing stuff to write on.
Well, yeah, I have cartography. I guess the sleeping fur might be good to throw on the ground. I don't know. I don't know if that's something we normally need or not.
I'm
Probably
going to
not.
guess that you're bringing Neville's journal with you.
Yes, I've got more. Morgan's mate's journal and with my own journal. So
Right.
the only thing
Yeah,
I'm leaving behind is the trade room, apparently, and
well, you might want that too. Who knows? All right. What's Rogers bringing?
Well, Rogers is hardly suited for going into the backcountry because he tries to avoid going to the backcountry at all costs.
So he's
Looking
staying
at-
behind.
Looking at his inventory, he's definitely not tricked out for any of this.
Nope.
Nope.
Me neither.
So he's just going to bring his light cloak. He's going to bring his cutlass. He'll bring his pistol. He'll bring some ammunition, and hope to God other people will keep him alive.
Well, fortunately, most of the gear is going to be covered, so he's not going to starve or die out there necessarily. He'll
So
probably be okay.
rethinking that, I guess since we are relying heavily on the animals, I probably will just bring the medical chest.
All right. I was going to ask if anybody's going to be more than lightly encumbered, but I'm assuming anybody that is more than lightly encumbered is probably putting something on the mules.
Yep, I am lightly encumbered with my current stuff, but I figure that at least some of it'll be on the mules, so that'll be drop me down to not encumbered.
You will probably want to make a mental note, at least, if not a physical note, of what you are putting on the mules in case the mules explode.
right.
On that note, consequences. So, for the record, it is entirely possible for you to not make it to the destination.
Yep, we're all
If
good.
you guys choose poorly, it is unlikely, but it is possible. It is also possible that you could get to the location and not find what you're looking for. There have been multiple expeditions out here, and they have not found what they're looking for, as far as you know. So that is a possibility.
That would totally be about right, wouldn't it? We sit there and we basically wander around and don't find anything, and we all die in the jungle. See you
Now-
next week, guys.
You currently have been provided with 9 days of provisions, barring anything that you guys have brought on your persons outside of that. For 3 days out, 3 days back, and 3 days on site. with some expectation of foraging to extend that. So if it takes longer, you may run into problems. However, you can at least guess that it's going to be faster coming back because you're going to be less burdened with provisions.
I disagree. It's going to be worse coming back because we're all going to be sick.
You are also aware that there have been other parties preparing to go on what is presumably an expedition to the same place. So you also understand that there are, if you take too long, some other party might get there first. So having said all that, you understand the potential failures here. You should probably give at least a couple of brain cycles to under what circumstances would you turn around and go back?
On the first mosquito bite.
Now, I know that Sir Randall has an obsession, so he's probably not going to ever turn back, but everybody else might be able to talk him out of it.
Yeah, that is a good question.
And I don't need an answer to that. I just wanted you to think about it for a second. All right. Yeah. Took a drink, went down the wrong hole. All right, so you guys have made all your preparations already, and let me see where that stupid note is. No, not Benny's. Not that. Did I put that under notes? I did put it under notes. Why did I do that? Oh, got it. Okay, so you guys got current planning pot points of 4. I thought it was 5.
Thought it was 12.
I do not think that is true.
Okay, I might be lying. Engage. Let's get into the jungle and get sick and die.
I am going to change that to 5 because I'm pretty sure I just didn't update that sheet. So bear in mind you have 5 plot points.
Yay.
And those can be used to say, oh, wait, we did bring that after all.
Mm-hmm. Among other things.
Bam! Straight into a combat map.
That's not ominous in the slightest.
Did I mention you could be slaughtered by natives or something? Fortunately, you're
cool.
not actually going all that far into the jungle, only about 30 miles. I would like for you to position yourself in the marching order, as it were, wherever you think might be appropriate.
My carriers.
Your carriers?
Yes. And my, is it called a litter?
Palanquin? Panic? I don't.
I know what you're talking about. No, currently, as far as I know, Captain Hayden is ambulatory.
Don't worry, that'll change soon.
Are we roughly satisfied with these positions?
Sure.
Yes.
Actually, I think I'm not.
There's hidden hexes on this map. We're in trouble.
No, there isn't.
Yeah, there is. I have foreseen it.
There's always hidden hexes because I need the stupid tokens to auto size. All right. And as previously stated, it is actually kind of hot. It's in the morning. It's a bit warm, but as the day progresses, it will get worse. It will actually get above the 90s in Fahrenheit today, which is about as hot as it's been since the campaign started.
Well, I think that's a cue to turn back then.
Which is ironic because you are actually going on this expedition still effectively in winter, and probably the least annoying time to go. And this is what you have to look forward to.
Oh, great.
For starters, at least. So, let me check this real quick. All right, I need everybody to make a health check.
Penalties, bonuses.
Flat up.
Oh, great. I'm using luck.
Just straight up health check, no fit or anything like that.
Yeah, straight up. Oh, well, fit still counts.
Great. I forgot my health is kind of mediocre.
Success by 2.
Damn, that's what I should have bought. I should have bought resistant to these.
That's so lame.
Well,
All right, well, for at least the first entry, Nobody comes down with jungle fever.
What about the frog and his people?
Well, you may find out.
Also, what are we actually doing once we get there?
That's another matter. So, for the first day, I'll need a hiking check from everybody. And if you do not have it, as most of you do not, you will be defaulting that at, I believe, health -5. No, I didn't realize Spencer had it.
Neither did I until I looked at the character and went, "Oh, hey, I put a point in it at some point."
He hiked around campus all the time. He's used to it.
Captain
Well, it's like
Aiden's
some
like,
of you
"What
had a
is this
second.
crap?"
Oh,
Of course.
okay. Well, FYI, by the end of the day, those of you that failed are going to be sore and exhausted. Lieutenant Rogers, however, will be down 1 hit point, probably in the feet.
So
I probably
he's
have-
gonna have to like go add some boils on his feet.
I have
Mhm,
pennies I
mhm.
can spend. Can I not?
That's true. You
That
can at least
would be
spend
a-
1 and take it out of crit territory.
Yeah, I'll spend one and take it out of crit territory.
A wise idea, I think.
So we're just sore.
Yeah. You'll basically, by the end of the day, you're going to be so sucking, you're just going to want to drop off and go to sleep. So you might have some penalties on some things you do, but we'll deal with that if it comes up. It might. Now, for the record, you guys are following the guide, so you don't really have to worry about navigation. However, you guys did do a lot of research and preparation with regard to navigation, so you know roughly where you're going.
And I
I am
believe
going
there was discussion about us doing it anyway, just to make sure.
and I know that at least one of you has a compass, maybe multiple, and that you guys were going to be keeping track at least. Now, the route that you're going to be taking will have been discussed in part of that process, probably after Reed initially introduced Juan. So you guys have a rough idea of where you're going as far as the paths go, and you know it's not a direct shot to the destination, but it happens to be the clearest path closest to it. So it really is probably the ideal situation. And
okay, go ahead.
as the image might suggest, it's not exactly a good road.
Yeah, at the end of every day, and I'll probably also whenever we stop to rest, Spencer is going to go around and check everybody. Make sure there's they're not
Mm.
down with anything. That's going to include the porters and the frog guys as well.
Oh, right. So the porters, you got 10 guys. They're all of mixed race, various descent. They all speak Spanish, and most of them speak some level of Nahuatl, which is the indigenous language here. I
Ooh.
guess it's sort of a lingua franca.
I want to hear more of that.
Well, you're going to hear a little bit of it at the very least.
Well, that's good because I have language talent, and I think I have linguistics as well. Yeah, I have linguistics as well.
And if you poke at the right one, you might get them to start talking to you in Nahuatl and demonstrate some of it.
I will absolutely try that while making sure that everybody thinks that having the medical guy stay alive is super important.
So, sometime in the morning, as you guys are getting going, Juan will be going a little further ahead and stop suddenly and drop to a crouch and look around. And is anyone going to ask him what he's doing?
I'm nosy. I will absolutely ask him what's going on.
I'm curious. I'm asking what's going on.
Well, I guess Payne's close enough behind. He will say that he'll start pointing out there's tracks. Group of men traveling the same direction. Looks like they're bearing some weight. Looks like they came through here last night.
Is that a tracking skill? Or
It
is
is.
tracking default too?
I don't recall.
Perception -5.
It's probably something like perception -5, though.
I don't see it. But I'm looking. I'm learning.
He does not explain it to you.
I'm trying to learn without help.
During the day, as Spencer mostly has been talking back and forth with some of the porters, trying to find out which one will actually talk to him. He will overhear them discussing rumors of curses and witchcraft and that sort of thing at the site.
Oh,
Where
you
you
guys
guys
have
are.
fairies here too. I would like to know more.
Absolutely.
Sometime around midday or so, Juan will stop again and note that the tracks that you guys had seen have veered off the path, going in a slightly different direction.
Huh.
And
What else is out here that they might be looking for?
nothing. It's an odd way to go.
So do we follow them or do we continue on? That was an actual question.
No, I
Who are
say
you
we carry
asking?
on.
Yes. Right. So we're just continuing on then. We should probably keep an eye out for unexpected ambushes.
Is there a
Mhm.
way to kind of take a bearing or the direction they're going and look at the maps and see where it might be heading and what's down that direction?
I don't see any reason why you can't.
Oh,
Wow. Well, best you can tell, it looks like they may be taking more of a straight shot.
but we've determined that in such a case, it might slow us down because of all of our gear, everyone that's here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also your expectation would be that you'd have to cut your way through, and it'd be a whole lot slower that way.
well, what if we followed in their wake? They're having to cut their way through.
You gonna ask the guide about that?
Yeah, I'll ask him about that. What does he think?
So there's no way you're gonna get all these mules and people through there. Not not this group, inexperienced.
So, all right, I will defer to his expertise.
He has the same facial expression as always.
My new life goal is to make him smile or crack a smile.
You're gonna have to tell a joke. It's gonna have to be really stupid.
Right.
The echo.
It's probably gonna be the echo. All right, everybody, give me a vision -10 or hearing -7, whichever one is better for you.
Box or out?
Open is fine because you're gonna know.
Hearing -7.
Wow.
I imagine there's going to be a lot of failures.
Yep.
Yeah, more than likely,
Except for me.
but not all of them.
You go, Rogers. Fantastique.
I've tuned everybody and their name chatter out, so I'm listening.
Yeah, because it's like, aren't you afraid of snakes? So it's like you're like hyper aware of the environment, looking for snakes and listening for snakes.
Oh, yes.
Those sidewinding,
Snakes.
spitting rattle cobras.
Why'd it gotta be snakes?
So you guys are. It's afternoon, and you guys are progressing down this crappy ass trail, and suddenly Rogers hears a sound of what may have been hushed voices out in that general direction about the same time that your guide also turns and reacts to something out in the jungle.
Want some candy?
I was totally about to say that.
Your first reaction is
I'll tap on Claude's shoulder and say, "Did you hear that? Look over there."
all right, boom. You hear the sound of a small cannon.
And Claude's head explodes.
To Palange's trained ear, the good one, it sounds like probably a 4-pounder, maybe with a short barrel.
Timon will shout, 4-pounder.
Yeah, too late for that.
Yeah, but still.
By the
You know,
way,
never hurts to know.
I need you to make a roll for me.
Uh-oh.
I told you it's those shark men. They're coming back for you since you whacked their buddy.
So give me a 3d6 versus a 9 if you have it.
3d6 versus 9. Yes.
Oh,
Wow.
that's not one you wanted to make.
Oh.
Okay, let me check something real quick. Okay, let's see. Anybody else? Fortunately, everybody else is okay. Well, that's good.
Maybe not the porters. Does Boom not have to make
The porters are another
death?
matter. You know what? Roll for Boom.
Oh, no.
Just
He's gonna
because he
roll a
said it.
3.
How could you, man? Okay.
You're all right.
See,
He's small.
what's going to happen is the ball's going to come screaming through you, and the monkey's going to jump up and then latch onto the ball as it streaks by, like in crap. What was the movie? What was that movie?
Munchausen?
Yes, Baron Munchausen.
That would be freaking hilarious. One of these days, man, I want to play in that game. To not only Palange's trained perceptions in this regard, but also the Navy people, you will definitely recognize from the spray of leaves and such the distinct pattern of grape shot.
Ooh.
And that went right down that line, right past Palange, who was lucky as hell that he did not get hit.
He rolled his
Because it
success
came
by 0.
real close.
Success by 0, though, so he did get hit.
It was actually one less.
Then why'd you tell him to roll it against 9? You should have rolled against an 8.
Because it was easy and what I thought of at the time.
Well, that sucks.
Okay, so boom, shot goes off, and at least 3 porters appear to have been hit. Palange has not, although he's missing an ear. And
Wait, the same ear is missing, or am I missing the other ear now, too?
same ear.
Okay, we're good.
Let's see here. Now I need everybody to give me a perception -3.
I think we heard that, though.
Oh, you heard the shot, that's for sure. You guys are not having a perceptive day.
What are you talking about?
Where did that start?
So Claude is
Spencer
going
and
to
Nathan
call out, "I'll try to get a better view." And Daredevil will kick in and try to climb up the nearest tree to see if he can put eyes on whoever's firing something at us.
All right, hold that thought. We've got Hayden and Spencer who made the roll, so
No, Claude's going to do it anyway. Just FYI, Daredevil.
gotcha. I am adjusting things here. Let's reshare like so. All right, Hayden and Spencer will have spotted movement in the trees some distance away amongst what is a fairly large cloud of gun smoke.
Told you those
And-
hidden hexes.
Do it.
It's true. You did say it.
Well, all right. So, having said that, I will go down the line. So we'll start with Claude since Claude started. So Claude is going to run up the nearest tree.
Yep.
Gotcha. Go ahead and give me a climb check just for the hell of it. Trees are about the easiest thing to climb in the game. All right. Spencer?
ignoring the craziness, he's going to immediately dive toward the downed porters and start assessing injuries triage wise.
Okay. I'll get back to you on that. Pelage?
He was successfully able to determine the direction of the shot just based on being,
That was pretty obvious.
yeah. He's going to start moving towards that and start trying to axe the crew.
Okay.
Of the cannon.
So moving out, you can move yourself a little bit. Rogers.
Oh, have I?
You at least had some forewarning on this.
Can I see where the shot came from?
Yep.
And do I actually see the 2 ambushers?
You did not see the two guys moving around back there, but you saw right where the shot came from because you were looking right in that direction when it happened.
All righty. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
I will pull my pistol and train it in that general direction.
All right. Now we're not exactly in combat turns here, so you've got a little bit of space. Sir Randall.
Sir.
I will direct Inara to some cover, and I will draw my sword and trying to assess if there's any kind of additional ambushers in front of us as well.
All right. At least in your case, you can tell that the guide is reacting to somebody back there, so you know that you can at least follow his vision and find that somebody's there.
Right. But I'm going to ensure Inara and I are in some kind of cover for now until I begin my inevitably
Right.
dumb attack.
Indeed. Hayden.
He's going to shout, 2 ambushes in the trees to the right. He'll point and draw his pistol.
All right. So we have Belange moving in that direction. We have Hayden shouting and pointing. FYI, Busnod and Hecky have hit the deck right there in the front of the group. And as Hayden starts shouting and pointing, the ambushers start to bolt, as far as you can tell. And they are going in that general direction. So, I get the distinct impression some people are about to give chase.
That's probably a pretty accurate assessment.
Is anybody not giving chase?
Yeah, Rogers.
Rogers is holding steady. Spencer's holding steady, I presume.
There's no way in hell
And
he's going
Claude
to
is in a tree.
Yeah, Claude is going to dangle out the, kind of like by one arm out the side of the tree to verify there's 2 that they're running and call out down below. And
Right.
then also take a moment to kind of eyeball in other directions to see if there's maybe more coming from another direction.
All right, play and look out.
Did they
Yeah.
have time to pack up their cannon?
Absolutely not. So is Sir Randall going to give chase as well?
I will not, seeing as they're running away in the thick as all get out jungle, and I will call out, engage them with your weapons, but it's not wise to chase them in this thick jungle.
Speaking of thick jungles, you will note that this is bad terrain. It will cost you double if you're off the path.
I'm just
All right.
wondering, since we have Blaine with us, can he hip fire a 4-pound cannon?
That is not Blaine.
That's Billy.
Sorry, Billy.
You suspect he might be able to.
I suspect Davino might be able to.
You suspect Davino might be able to, but he would certainly try. Okay, so I think at this point it was just Palange that was actually running, wasn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. Okay. Well, off you go then. I will let you make a roll.
Just a 3d6 roll.
Oh, right. Yeah. So chase roll. So
Time for you to roll an 18.
your speed is probably going to get you a +2, I believe, and the roll is either Dex or running, probably in this case. Dex is probably more appropriate anyway.
That works because I do not have running. So let's see here. All right.
Barely. Da, da, da. All right. So for 1 round, you keep pace. Is that right? Yeah, I was thinking that.
Half movement.
Yeah. This isn't combat rounds.
Does Hayden have a shot at these guys as they're running?
Hang on. Let me get situated. All right. So those of you that are not giving chase and not attempting not to shoot Davino, will catch them at their previous position probably, somewhere around there. So the range penalty is going to be a -4 or so, but you've also got intervening woodland terrain, so it's going to be a tough shot, FYI. So
Hayden will
thick
take that
jungle
tough shot.
is -1 for every 5 yards.
So -2.
No, they're going to be -3 for starters, and then the actual range.
No, I meant -2 for the jungle.
Oh, right.
So -6 with range and jungle.
The range should have been 15 for starters.
You said -4 for the range. So -5 for the range, and then
Oh, yeah.
-3 for jungle.
Yeah, so 8 total.
All right, so Hayden will take 1 turn to aim and brace. He'll brace with his free hand, and then take a shot.
Okay.
And
Anybody
he'll
else
all
that
out
was
attack as
going to
well.
take a shot can do that.
I'm not sure I remember to even load my weapon.
Well, that's another matter.
Holy cow.
Booyah!
Damn. Wow. Okay, well, you're going to get him in the back. I think random hit location is probably appropriate here, though.
It's aiming for the torso.
It's too bad. I was hoping you were going to hit him in the skull.
Yeah, I gave it to you. We'll just call it torso for ease of use. That is not going to feel good.
Can we use bennies on damage rolls?
You can.
Well, let's just say, since I have 6 bennies,
Oh, good God.
I'm going to pump 3 into it.
Ow.
Wait a sec, let me math that. 3 into it would make it 8, but 1.5, yeah, 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
blow a big old chunk of his chest out.
So that's going to be
rolls
12
for
total. Then.
vitals. Rolls for
Well,
vitals.
I may take those bennies back depending on this roll.
You can't take them back.
Well, he hasn't rolled for vitals yet.
Yeah, that'd be even better if you
Oh.
don't take them back. If it's like 8 points to the vittles.
I don't know if I should let you go back and do it on a roll. I guess it won't matter in this case.
Nice.
So 8
All right,
points to the
15 it is.
vitals. He spent bennies. You shouldn't let him take them back.
He didn't know where it was gonna
Lame.
be.
I'm still
Okay.
going to spend 1 benny.
All right. Just for future reference, I'm not going to allow going back to a previous roll and applying bennies to it.
Well, what's the order that you normally roll? You'd roll hit,
Well, it doesn't matter.
then you'd roll location, and then you'd roll damage, right?
Yeah, that's how I would do it.
Yeah, but if you made another roll, you're not going to go back to the previous roll and apply bennies.
Fair enough. We know that for now.
At any rate, yeah, that guy got hit and he went down. So, Palange, as you're running after those guys, you see one of them get tagged.
Big old chunk of his chest blows out.
Hayden will look around and make sure that everyone saw that.
You saw that,
I'm
right?
busy. I didn't see it.
I totally
wait.
saw it. I'm like,
Seeing
nice
the guy,
shot, Captain.
seeing the guy drop plunge, will actually come to a stop and yell in Spanish and stay out. And
Okay.
Oh,
All
I
right,
gotta
well,
go get the body.
that means you didn't get far enough into the jungle to get lost.
hooray!
Hayden will reload.
Quickly. All right, so be it. Is Palange gonna go out and collect the guy
Yeah,
and his stuff?
and his stuff.
Yeah, we could probably drag the gun behind a mule or something.
There wasn't actually a gun there. It was more of a hobbled together pot of some kind, but it looks like it probably held a 4-pound grape shot charge.
So it was an improvised cannon.
It was an improvised cannon.
Well, can Davino hip fire an improvised cannon?
Oh, anybody can do that.
Once.
Can I do it without breaking things?
Probably not.
There's the question.
It's more likely to blow your hip away than to recoil against
He's
it.
not using it.
It's like using those man portable mortars and idiots that you put it on their leg, thinking that they could fire them and blowing their leg completely off.
So, back at the group, Spencer, you have 3 porters that are down.
Yep.
You've got one that took a hit to the chest that was just short of a major wound. The bullet did not exit. You've got another guy who was hit in the leg, and that leg is still functional. And also in the chest, and that one is a major wound.
All right. So
Neither of those bullets exited.
he's going to.
Hold on.
Okay.
And the third guy got it the worst. He took 1 hit to the left knee. That knee is crippled. He took 1 hit to the left leg. That leg is crippled, as if the knee wasn't already crippled. Which leaves me in a weird spot because I don't exactly know if the limb is already crippled. Can you do any more damage? Because I know it doesn't get any more crippled. But never minding that. He also got hit in the chest, I believe. Where is that? No, right arm. The right
Well, this is
arm
a terrible place to do surgery.
The right arm is just short of being crippled. So, and in all 3, or at least 2 of those 3 cases, there is no exit wound.
Yep.
So,
Well,
this sucks for them.
this definitely sucks for them.
So you can immediately start doing first aid, and Inara will come help you. So I will just grant you +1 for an assist. Although, to be fair, there are probably some others that are going to try to help as well. They're just less effective at it. You may roll once for each one. All right. So at least that's going to work. Now, 1d -2 for each one.
Yes, that is correct. 1d -2.
2 for number 1. 1 for number 2. 2 for number 3. And I'm not sure how that applies to the arms and stuff, but I don't think it'll matter. So number 1 is going to be, let's see, so he's only going to be down 3 total with that chest hit. Not too bad. He'll be ambulatory. He won't feel good. Number 2 is down 9 hit points out of 10. He is clearly below 1/3, but is ambulatory. He does have bullets that need to be removed. I'm guessing you're not going to try to do that here.
Well, probably not unless they are immediately life-threatening.
His are not. Number 3 got hit 3 times, and he was down a total of 16. He gets 1 back. No, 2 back. So he is still in the negative hit points, but only just. He, however, did not get hit in the chest.
Well, I guess that's something.
Because I remember chest surgery was worse. So that's the current situation
I think
after.
That is correct. Yeah, head or chest surgery is -3.
I believe that takes 30 minutes.
What, surgery?
No, the first aid.
First aid, yes.
Yeah, 30 minutes. So within the scope of 30 minutes, you stop the bleeding, and the 2 are ambulatory. The 1 is not. He is still unconscious, and he'll live, although he won't be doing great if untreated. He will not be ambulatory for a while.
Yep.
So the immediate medical plan is?
Well, if we can relocate them, like maybe stick them on the donkeys, some of the donkeys, or at least the grievously injured one. But
So
obviously, surgery here is not an option.
Okay.
I don't
You
think
will not
it would be an
attempt surgery.
Well, how long far away into the jungle are we? I mean, we're barely even started.
Well, you were out most of the day, so this was mid-afternoon.
So I mean,
So they could go back.
yeah. And I mean, how much can we repack onto the mules and leave them to go back with only like a day's worth of rations to get themselves back? On
In the
keeping all
meantime,
the
Not enthusiastic about just sending people back without dealing with them first.
before I forget, Davino has dragged back an additional patient.
darn it, Davina should have just dragged his head along the ground to make sure that he wasn't a patient when he returned.
This additional patient is at -5, and was hit in a really bad spot, probably the spleen or something. So he will definitely be out of it for a while, but he could survive, and he will recover a couple of hit points and stop bleeding all over the place. Roll the recovery. 2 it is. He is still below 0, but stable. So now an additional concern.
Kind of like
None of that's we probably want to find out who these guys are
Well, you've only got one, and he's unconscious.
for now. And I'm going to have to cut into him because somebody blew out his liver, the nerve.
All right. Well, after that, nobody else decided to bolt after the bad guy. So
he's not recognizable. We haven't seen him around before. That kind of thing.
he is not familiar to you, no.
Anyone else familiar to Bonsignard's crew? Any of the porters? The
No.
guide?
No. This is a town of 9,000, so there are plenty of people here. Not everybody's going to know everybody.
Well, true. Just
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
off chance.
Can we search
curious.
him? See if he has anything on him?
What was our essential number of porters that we needed?
Oh my God.
What
You
does
didn't
the
have a
other-
specific need for those. You
Does
just
the other
wanted
crew-
some extra people to be diggers and whatnot.
Right.
What does the other crew think about us deciding whether we should send these injured back or not?
They're only going to slow us down. They're only going to quite literally become a burden of their own. We're not even a full day in. Yeah,
Oh,
the
we already
ones that
slept for the night, didn't we? I thought this was
No.
the. No.
No, this is afternoon. You guys haven't stopped yet, technically.
yeah, so they're not even a full
Yep,
day
gonna have
back.
to turn back then.
They can turn back. They can carry
No,
each
no,
other.
just we should everybody should turn back. Just
I think
just to watch,
I think they'll be perfectly capable of getting themselves back.
So the guy with the
no.
chest shot will help the guy with the crippled leg, or near crippled leg, and
sure we can come
and
up
the
with
two will
a,
drag the guy that has no leg at all.
I mean, that's
Yeah, they're
litter.
gonna need some help.
So if 3 are injured and 1 is ambulatory, then are they? So just of the 3 injured, only 1 is ambulatory.
The one guy, the number 2 guy, he can walk.
Okay,
He's just slowed down, I suppose would be the right word.
so he's gonna limp. Maybe a how much? What's the thing called where you?
You're trying to think of the name of that thing again.
Yes, it's something you drag behind you.
Travoy.
Travoy.
That I knew
So
it was a T word.
we get another porter to.
How many will you send to help?
Probably just need the 1, or the 3 that need to go, and then maybe 1 to help with the travoy to get the 3rd guy that can't move at all back.
Won't
And
be
then we
comfortable, but they can probably get there.
They're only a half a day. We give them an extra day if we give them 2 days of food and 2 days of water, and that gives them 2 days worth to get a half a day back. So if they need to stop somewhere, they've got food. But then we repack any of their other gear, essential gear, onto the mules.
All right. Well, while you guys are discussing that, Juan will come over and say that we could go ahead and find a place to camp here. We'll lose a few hours, but we can still manage. Give them time to rest and I can go back in the morning.
See if I can accidentally kill one with a surgery test.
Maybe if you want.
What's
He
the
will
roll gonna be
definitely
like?
advise against opening people up in this job.
Well, I'm sure we've already lost some time with the first aids, so
Yeah, a
we
little
might
bit.
want to put a few, have a few people kind of move out and look in, make sure there's nothing else out there ready to blow us apart.
Juan will go out and do a quick scout
We could follow their tracks.
if you can find
We don't
them.
want to get too pulled off of if this guy recovers enough under Dr. Spencer's ministrations, then maybe we can find
Oh,
out.
he's not going to be doing much of anything.
Well,
He's like missing his spleen or something.
all
know
we
how
need
it
him
is.
is to get a little conscious, and then we'll let nature take its take its accounting.
He has a mosquito bite. Spencer has to do some surgery and he dies. That's how it is,
If
isn't it?
I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, smelling salts do exist at this period.
And is there anything on his person?
Right. Loot. He has a pistol with him and some pocket change and some random stuff that you would expect to find on some rando, but nothing that stands out.
Does he seem like he was intending to be out here for a while? Like camping gear?
He does not have any
rations?
camping gear with him or any provisions that you can see.
Really? And
You will recall that when Juan picked up the tracks, he said there were probably a dozen, maybe 2 dozen.
right.
Great. Going to be ambushed the entire way.
Well, but no, they went off in a slightly different direction. So unless they kept dragging, or I mean, our paths are not parallel; they're kind of divergent until they come back together, right?
Well, you guys had that diversion happen some ways back too, so
So
they had
these guys were
diverted from their diversion.
right, but that would so they would have to know where they were going to meet back up and recollect them, or if they didn't have nothing on them, they were wow. Okay, you're either leaving them to die, or they were intending to go back to the city.
Well, to be fair, when they were spotted, they were attempting to move away.
If we have a tracker amongst us, we could send him out to follow the tracks as far as they go. That tracker could mark their own trail. Then just report
That's the
back.
guy who's leading us to the place.
Yeah.
Right,
Well-
we stay here while we tend to the injured and stuff. He goes out, follows the track, comes back and reports.
What if he never comes back?
He's already
Then-
gone, by the way.
Yeah, I thought he kind of went out ahead of us.
Basically,
never comes
around the
back,
time you
then
guys
it's-
started doing the medical stuff is when he went out and started scouting. So
But regardless, Spencer is going to be doing, in the whole mindset or in the medical mindset. So he's not going to be making those decisions.
All right.
Well,
Another
camp here.
maybe a total of an hour after the incident in question, Juan returns and says, "I found a place
To camp?
to camp." Yes,
Right.
we'll stay the night over here, and he will inquire about the status of the new guy, and say, not a good idea to be taking prisoners with us.
I agree. He'll serve his purpose, and we'll let nature decide his fate.
So the remaining porters will help set up camp as the sun lowers. Oh, damn it, I forgot to ask that question already. Okay, Comm Junkie, I apologize for asking this now instead of earlier. Well, let me find it. Okay. Guilt complex.
I don't care
This
about
thing-
the borders.
This includes adventuring companions, employers, subordinates, allies, dependents, and those toward whom you have a duty or sense of duty. So, these are kind of subordinates. You also have a sense of duty to the team, and they may be considered part of the team. So,
Well,
since I didn't ask you before, I
I'm
have to ask
also
you now.
status 2 over these guys, and they're not my people. They were hired by what's his name.
that's kind of cold-blooded of you.
I mean, I'm status 2. I mean, everyone likes to point out that the gentry were pretty cold to the lower
No,
class.
it's totally playing the character correctly if you do that, but they will know.
Hey, we're sending them back to go, to get help or to get, stuff.
Well, but the issue here.
Well,
is
how would
we've got
they know
lights.
that I had that I would feel guilty if they got injured? I don't feel good that they did, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to feel like, oh my gosh, my best friends were dead or hurt because of what I did. I mean, I can be cordial and nice to them without having to feel like.
It's all right. You just don't feel responsible for them. That's fine. You can understand why
I have
I'm
half
kind of annoyed that I didn't ask earlier, though.
Yeah, I get you. I totally understand. It's a valid question.
Okay, now that's fair. All right, so we've established that you don't consider them to be on the team, so
At least not
that's
yet.
neither
I
good nor
barely
bad.
know them. Like they're half a day. I barely know them for half a day.
Hey, I
Probably.
know. I'm just saying, some people.
Now, I now agreed. I'd probably be chatting them up as much as I can because I am chummy. So, as I get to know them, I'm sure that could change.
However, just to throw an added complication in here, I have 2 disadvantages that will come into play. The first one is obviously the code of honor physicians. The whole hey, do no harm, etc., which goes with my forgetting to shoot. And also, my sense of duty is listed as his crew/patients.
Yeah.
So Spencer is going to have to be convinced to let these guys just be sent off by themselves because he's not enthusiastic about this at all.
Well, let's deal
Is
with
that a
the
diplomacy role then?
let's break this up and deal with the individual pieces.
Well,
So, for starters, are we going to try to wake up the bad guy?
It's probably in our best interest to know if he's a part of a much more elaborate ambush scheme. Like, does he know other people are out there out along the way to ambush the snot out of us, or
yeah, I think
was
the
he
answer
just
is yes.
right? But we can assume that. But
am trying to recall.
yes, wake him and to ask him questions if possible.
So when you go on, okay, recovering from unconscious, awaken automatically, 0 or worse. Make a health roll to awaken every hour. So basically, you got a 50-50 chance every hour that he wakes up. You just going to wait or try to accelerate the process?
I'd probably have something like smelling salts as long as we're not like gonna, start torturing the dude.
Well, that's another matter. All right, so we'll just consider that to be done. He is awake. He's not in a good way, but he can at least speak. You will find that he speaks only Spanish, which isn't necessarily a surprise.
Okay.
Let's see. Bernard has been hanging around, watching the situation as you guys have been doing the camp thing. As soon as the guy starts to stir, he exhibits an excessive amount of personal anger at having been attacked, and has to be restrained by Hecky, which gets the man's attention. And who shall be the first to start asking questions rather than having everybody step on everybody? Who's standing by for this purpose?
It's probably gonna be Sir Randall because he's our diplomancer and he speaks Spanish.
True.
Well, Rogers is picking up Spanish.
Oh, well, if Rogers has interrogation, he's going to be better at it. Probably even with
maybe.
Could just
I don't believe he did.
tag team him. Good cop, bad cop.
But let's see here. I'm not sure I'm going to be good on the language front.
I don't think you had interrogation.
No, I don't have interrogation or intimidation.
Right. Yeah, we've run into this before. Well, you don't need interrogation necessarily. You just need to be able to influence him. The question is how.
All right. We let Sir Randall start blathering away at him.
So, assuming Sir Randall is going to take the lead on the questioning, are you just going to start asking, or are you going to attempt a skill of some kind for starters?
Yep. Hey, you kind of owe us. We could have let you die outright. We've provided medical care. We're even willing to send you back with our porters. Can't guarantee that you won't face justice, blah, blah, blah. But, hey, we're willing to continue to provide care and such if you tell us what we want to know.
That sounds like diplomacy. And it looks like diplomacy. Well, he starts out giving you the dirty look and saying, "You won't get nothing from me, gringo." And you give him the, "Well, we're patching you up, and we'll actually send you back to town." And he thinks about that for a second and asks, "Well, what do you want to know?"
Can we expect more of what just happened here further along, or was this just a one-time gig? And what group are you a part of? Can you describe some?
He will inform you that he was hired by a guy named Fish. He was instructed to come out here and set up this gun and try to take out some people to slow you down, and doesn't know much else.
Anyone here recognize the name Fish?
I will tell you that you do not.
Anyone else have any questions?
I can't think of anything. I mean, that pretty much covers the stuff, unless we're blatantly forgetting or missing something that the characters are should be aware of. Their GM,
Right.
Well,
like maybe where are they going? Was he supposed to link back up with them? If so, where?
all right. Let's see here. And you're offering to let him go back to town. Well, he will tell you that Fish, when they were hired, only referred to the site. He does not know what that is, except that they were promised a bunch of gold after it was over. He will say that he's missed the rendezvous, seeing as he's been shot and captured, and expects that he will have been left behind now.
Was he expected to go further into the jungle than here?
Rephrase?
Was he expected to continue on with his crew further into the jungle?
Yeah. So he was supposed to rendezvous with the rest of them.
Gotcha.
He didn't give you a bunch of gory details about it, but
right,
you get the idea. Hence the lack of supplies.
Right.
Any further questions? The GM can't think of anything specific that you guys have missed.
No, I can't think of anything.
Did he already say if there were more ambushes set up along the path, or if this was the only one?
I did not tell you that specifically, but he did say that they just told him to go set this up and do this thing, so he doesn't necessarily know. Suppose he might volunteer that they had more powder and shot.
Great.
Yeah, I can't think of anything more that I would want to know out of him.
Okay. If nobody else has anything, then I will say that is done. What else do we need to do? So we don't need that or that or that. So the final decision about who's leaving, you have the 3 injured. You were going to send 1 uninjured porter back with them.
Yep, to assist.
And are they helping with the 4th guy, or you just leave him some provisions and let him go on his own? Although you may have to convince the doctor to allow that.
Yeah, my thinking there as well is like, if you send him with the this is the players thinking, you send him back with the porters, they're gonna wait until they're out of sight and they're just gonna gank him and toss him in the woods because he's shot and injured them.
Yeah, yeah, and then I don't have to feel guilt over that dude either.
Yeah, well, as far as you know, these guys were just randos that got hired for this. They not all of them actually know each other.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
They
I
might
kind
not
of
feel
agree
any
with
particular
but-
loyalty to each other, but that doesn't make that untrue.
Yep, like this dude just blew us all apart, and we're now suffering,
I'm
and I
still
might lose a
bleeding.
leg,
Screw
and
this dude.
I
Stab.
likely, yep, I might lose a leg.
But at the
What are
same
you gonna-
time, just going, yep, well, here you go. Have a pleasant day. That's going to be a tough sell.
What are you going to do with him overnight?
Well, he's not going to be going anywhere.
True, if he tries to do anything, he has to make consciousness rolls.
That's only for the first hour.
Is it?
Yeah. After you sort
I
of
always wondered about that.
wake up after being unconscious. I don't know if the smelling salts would qualify, but after you wake up naturally, then you don't need to make consciousness rolls until you get damaged again. If you get damaged again, then you have to start making them again.
I've learned something new today. I thought it
Well,
was.
if he stubs his toe, he may go unconscious.
I legitimately thought it was as long as you're, in the negatives.
No. Once you're stabilized, then you don't need to make them.
All right, so 2 questions. Well, maybe 2 questions. Are you going to tie him up or do anything, or just leave him leave him to his injuries?
Probably leave him to his injuries.
Okay, second question.
Probably don't need to
guard rotation.
necessarily be guarded either. If the other guys want to make it easy, make an easy choice for us in the evening.
Don't be a D-bag, Mark.
Well, they're just porters.
Unless they're secretly ninjas.
That's true. If they were, you would never know. Okay, so overnight, leave him alone for the most part. Guard rotations. Are you guys PCs doing anything special with regard to guard rotations? You trying to keep one of PC awake at all times,
Probably,
or something like
yeah.
that?
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, we don't trust the frogs.
Not really.
Okay. Well, outside of that, camp was made. Sun goes down. You guys try to get some sleep. At least a handful of you were pretty bad off from the hiking, and not exactly excited to be rolling around. So you guys just collapse. You guys will keep one PC awake at all times. If I need to, I will random roll. And with that,
Everybody dies.
the night passes.
Remind me how long was it, or guesstimated was the destination away? It was like 3 days.
That was the plan, yeah.
Yay, day 1.
It's clearly going to take a little bit longer than that, though. So, in the morning, you guys are in the process of striking camp and taking care of the situation. Rogers, as you're wandering around doing your thing in the morning, you notice that Juan has stopped suddenly, looking straight at you, and is quickly drawing his knife.
Juan.
Snick. You got a snick coming up. You're gonna be snick.
How do you react to this?
Which on the map? Sorry, which one is Juan?
He's our
Juan is the
guide
guide.
and porter.
Hold on. Just because I love the image.
And he's looking at me.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I say.
Okay.
Okay. That's it.
He throws a knife at you. Or rather,
Okay.
right past you. It misses you by about 6 inches. And you hear a thud behind you as it sounds like it hit a tree.
I spin around.
There is a very large snake behind you that is now pinned to the tree by a knife.
Phobia check.
You must roll against your phobia.
Failure
If
by
you
1.
fail. All right, you get to make a fright check. Oh, yeah, +1. Girlish scream? See, I call
Yeah.
shenanigans on
You
this
just freeze
because
for a
it's
bit.
like, no, not gonna, because I have that freaking phobia. I'm not gonna be stunned. I'm gonna be recoiling.
Well, to be fair, stun does not necessarily mean you just freeze in place. It could mean that you do useless things.
Draw your pistol and shoot it.
I honestly wouldn't bother me if you did that.
I
But
think
that's up to
he'll.
Rogers.
Yeah, I think Rogers is simply going to take a step back and go, "Ugh, God."
Juan walks past you very confidently, unknifes the snake off the tree and whacks its head off right there, and takes up the body and heads back toward the fire and looks at you and says, "You want some?"
Bleh.
Sir Randall, you guys are in the process of getting sorted, and Maurice comes up to you and basically starts talking to you a little bit about what you know about the site, and asks if what it was that you had planned when you get there.
I don't know that I had much other plans other than searching the sites for clues and seeing what we got. I don't know that I had anything, not that I would tell him, but I don't know that I had anything particular to point me in any kind of direction, I thought.
Maurice smiles and turns over to Bernard, says, "Bernard, you owe me 5 livres, as promised. You never failed to disappoint me, Sir Randall."
I'll give him a kind of a knowing wink, like, sure, yeah. Maybe trying to convince him that maybe I wasn't telling him the whole truth, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. You don't think he's buying it?
I don't know. Acting?
If you want to try to actually make him think that you don't think that.
Yeah.
All right. Would that be acting or fast talk? It's probably fast talk.
Fast talk.
Maybe assisted by acting. Holy shit!
Oh.
Well, fortunately, that one's resisted on his part. Damn, he made a good roll. So
at least I left him wondering, like, do you really mean that? Or...
Yeah, you get that look. He's like, yeah, right. And then he's kind
right?
of right. But he leaves it be.
And I realize that, like, what do I have?
All right, so the final
Man,
tally.
I need to make some kind of comment where LaCroix could say, if I only had his book.
Yeah, I gotta do the thing here. You, and you. All right. So final decision on the porters. You are sending one porter back that is not injured, and what are you doing with the bad guy?
Yeah, what are we doing with the bad guy?
Sending him back with the other guys.
I'm not comfortable with this.
You really have to listen to reason. I don't know.
How do you resist that?
Thank you.
Be will normally if you're trying to, unless you're trying to counter diplomacy him.
Ooh,
oh, you beat me by 1.
1. I know. I was like, oh man, that's a pretty high roll there.
Benny's?
Or low. Oh. Yeah, we burn all our pennies trying to convince each other.
Yeah, that'd be about right, wouldn't it?
No, Mark has more of them than I do.
That's true.
So at best, I could beat him by 1 here, and then he could like spin 2 and still have a bunch more and beat me by 1 again.
Well,
grumble, grumble.
All right, so we had.
I understand that is not the most ideal situation.
And I'm going to have to roll this a bunch
but we
of
put
times.
more
'cause I'm
people
gonna
at
keep
risk
rolling
if
up
we
the same
keep them
ones.
around.
Because I stupidly didn't make my random list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. 4. Number 4. Julio goes home. Julio is perfectly fine with going home
I'm
after
going to
having
give
been
them
attacked.
plenty of, suggestions about, what to do and what not to do.
And rather than drag out the decision making any further, I will say use a planning point, and you have sufficient resources, manpower, etc., to get the bad guy back home without feeling bad about it.
Unless
Assuming
he
he's a
doesn't make
nerd.
it. Unless the porters go, yep, screw it, we're going to gank him in the forest or in the jungle and leave him there.
Well, after he leaves your presence, it is beyond your control. All right, so having established all that, you guys continue on. Day 2. It is not as hot as it was yesterday. Everybody make a hiking roll again.
That was Dex -5, yes?
Oops, that's bad.
Isn't it
Was it
health -1?
Dex or health?
Even
Health.
this heat is oppressive.
Yeah, it's health, I think.
Oof.
Wow.
Going to be like that.
Uh-huh.
1,
1, 2, 3, 4,
3,
5, 6.
4, 5. Everybody failed.
Oh,
All
that's
right,
the
well,
heat.
but nobody crit failed, so everybody's going to be pooped by the time you get there, and definitely feeling it. By the way, by this point, if people have spare character points and want to go ahead and spend them in hiking, I will allow it.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Let's see.
Right.
Sometime.
Now is everybody going to all fail on the health checks and get sick?
Uh-huh. Now, fortunately, you don't have to make those rolls until 1 week, but you will have to make another one. Sometime before noonish, something like that, as you guys are moving out. You guys have stopped for a rest break, and Juan was standing out ahead, and you see him standing perfectly still, staring off into the jungle.
He's not afraid of no man. I'm nosy. I'm going to wander up there and ask him what he's staring at.
He doesn't talk to you. He just keeps staring out there, but he's got this little medicine bag or something like that on his neck, and he's sort of fingering it.
Well, I'm going to look in that direction, see if I can't see what he's staring at.
You can roll a perception if you like.
I ain't seeing crap.
You can roll a Phantom Voices if you like.
I'm going to hear want some candy.
You might.
What the hell is that? Oh, wow. That's going to be tough to fail.
Yeah, it's not really stressful, but yeah, you don't hear anything you're not used to hearing. He keeps staring out there, doesn't really respond to you, and he says, guess it's nothing.
It
And
might
moves
be
on
something.
like nothing happened.
What if it's something?
You
Now I'm
are
super paranoid.
informed, but you are also kind of aware, at least to some degree already, that as you get further along, there are 3 cenotes along the path that you guys are following.
What are those?
And cenotes are the sinkholes. with
Let's
the,
avoid sinkholes. Ooh, we have quicksand?
you guys encounter the first one a little after midday,
I want
and there's not a whole
quicksand
lot
like
to
I
it.
was promised in all of the 70s and 60s TV shows.
You were not promised it by me, but you guys can refill canteens and whatnot here. It is the water is pretty clean.
Make sure we're not missing a porter.
As far as you know, current count being 6 remaining. And at this particular cenote, Juan will inform you that we'll be camping out at the second one, which you guys will encounter further into the end of the day. It looks like so.
Ooh, pretty.
So there's some spots under the overhang that nice and shady and whatnot. He recommends setting up camp down there, and you guys do so.
Totally gonna have to sketch this place up.
Well, it's definitely a sketch-worthy place.
And I'm gonna screw it up because I keep looking around to try to see what he was looking at in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
100%. There's a predator chasing us.
All right, so same guard situation.
I think so. Unless somebody has other knows.
Any additional considerations for camping overnight here?
Nope.
All right. I think what we will do is take an intermission.
Okay.
So we can get attacked while we're
So you
not
can get
doing
attacked.
stuff.
I gotta set up the attack.
Go on break.
Take 5.
All right, we are back.
Yay.
All right. You guys are camped out at the cenote overnight on day 2, going into day 3. I am going to make a random PC roll. Hayden,
Ninjas attack.
damn it. Need you to make a will roll.
Uh-oh.
Any modifiers?
I don't see any. Okay. You managed to stay awake during your shift on guard. Now, let's see. I need a perception roll at -4.
You can do it.
Perception or observation?
Perception.
Whoops.
That's minus
So that will
That
be
was
a
+4.
succeed by 2. No, wait a sec.
No, that's a fail by 2.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's see. Let me reestablish.
You just got shanked in the woods.
All right. Hayden is on guard duty in the middle of the night and trying to stay awake and making it happen. It has not been unusual for other people to be up and about here and there, doing the usual midnight things. And Hayden is looking out. Is he going to stay down below, or is he going to be going up top and watching out there? What's his general route going to look like?
He will be examining the sensor bar.
That
and-
fence does not
And
exist
wondering
up
why
there.
the fence is there.
There is no fence. Actually, it's probably not that unreasonable for there to be an actual fence there.
He will probably... He'll go up top at least once.
Okay. Yeah. No, there are signs that this place has been occupied from time to time. Clearly, people come down here, and that's not a surprise. It's on a trail. Yeah. So one of the times where you go up top, you are looking around up there to see if anyone's coming. It's still mostly full moon at this point, so the lighting's not too bad. And other than jungle noises, it's relatively quiet. Of course, the jungle is not quiet. You hear a bit of a sploosh from below that catches your attention.
I will look below and then head below.
You see somebody floating in the water. It is a big muscular body. It is also not thrashing about or moving.
Uh-oh. Somebody just ganked our dude.
Okay. I will shout out. Wake up!
There's
Wake
no
up!
head or spine.
Everything
right.
looks attached. There's no pool of blood or anything that you can see.
I like Mark's better. He's missing his spine and his head.
This bloke is just sleep diving.
That'd be about right, wouldn't it?
Well,
Yeah,
isn't
so
that what you do?
You're waking
And then
everybody up.
he'll shout for everyone to wake up, and then he'll head down to
Alright.
the water's edge.
Then everybody will wake up and start looky-loo, see what's going on, and see that Juan is most definitely floating face down in the water.
How far out is he?
Not very far. And whoever's closest can respond first.
I will go into the
Apparently,
thing.
Apparently, Dr. Spencer will jump right in and go after him. And he's
As
probably the
will
most qualified.
Hayden.
You're way up
Hayden
there.
is
at
still
the
in the
top.
process of coming down, I suppose.
Okay,
He
well
should
then
just
Hayden
jump.
won't.
You should just jump from up there.
No, I haven't checked the depth of the water. That would
That's
be
why it'd be funny.
irresponsible.
I'm impulsive as all get out, so yeah, I'm diving in.
All right, so basically everybody that's nearby is going to get in there and start grabbing at him, but two of you
All that's
closest don't
drowned.
get there first, since Haydn was already up and about. At any rate, you will pull him out, and he is unresponsive.
All right, I need to do first aid, the CPR, and all that jazz. I have no idea what that is in GURPS terms. Is that just regular first aid?
Well,
I mean, if
Yes.
he's missing his spine, then I can probably go, yeah, I don't think he's getting up from that.
swimming had a thing about life saving. Let's see, that was 224.
It's -4 on the roll, I think.
Just throw a couple of
But-
leeches at him. He'll be fine.
That, I believe, is no.
I'm
I think
assuming that's
about pulling
because
someone out of the water, not necessarily saving someone from drowning.
well, I'm assuming the penalty is because when someone's drowning, they're trying to drown you at the same time.
Right, which this guy is not doing.
So it would just be a swimming, maybe half the penalty, because it is actually hard to swim and save someone. Well, it's harder.
Okay,
Ah,
so
here we go.
apparently CPR is not an option.
Reviving a drowning, asphyxiation, or a heart attack victim requires resuscitation by TL7 or first aid TL7.
Yeah. Are you looking at the CPR? I was
Okay.
looking at biotech.
And it looks like you can't do anything until TL7. All right, well.
Fun fact, apparently along the River Thames, they have these horns that, if I remember right, they had the horns along the Thames for people that fell in the water, and you would stick these horns in their ass because that would make them wake up or something. I need to look that up.
Yeah, that sounds like a thing English people would do.
In biotech for the breathing, it's refers to it says requires physician TL7 or first aid TL7. The roll against first aid at a penalty of -4. If a lower TL technique is attempted as described above, treat this as improvised equipment with a -5 penalty to the skill.
Ugh. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you the skill roll, and we'll see where you land. So that would be what? Is it just a flat -5, or is it -5 and -4?
Well, that's if I was using first aid,
Right. Okay.
which I would want to try this.
Well,
Oh.
wasn't a bad roll. Holy crap! That almost
I'm going
made
to
it.
use a Benny and put that at success by 0, unless I can't. Because
I
he's dead.
am going to overrule that temporarily
Lame.
and tell you that as you are doing what you know to do with someone who is drowned or in the process of drowning, you,
Realize he's missing
I
his
guess you're
spine.
just trying to get him to drain or something like that, and try to bang on him to start getting him to breathe again or something. But you get the impression that he's not behaving like someone that has drowned.
Act
Okay.
proper.
Diagnosis.
Yeah. I'm going to add something to that to make sure, because I don't know what's going on. Well, I don't know, actually. Damn.
Wow. What did you add? Oh,
Oh, no,
manual.
I was going to add something, and I'm like, no, wait. GM didn't call for it, so.
Did you bring the manual?
Yeah, that's in the
Oh, you
box
just
thing.
included in the kit. Fair enough. So you go back and consult the book for a second and come back and look at him, and you're thinking he was poisoned.
It's the purple tongue.
Maybe.
Purple brain fever. Bloaty head.
Yep. Okay, well, I'm gonna go over his kit, I guess. Like, what he ate or drank or something like that. See if there's no, wait. Examine him for
Aha.
snake bite things.
Well. Just to be a pain in the ass, make a perception check then, or maybe perception-based diagnosis if that's better.
I want to see Dr. Spencer blow smoke in his ass.
No, that would be better. It's going to be the same. So is it just perception then?
Yeah, that's fine. It'll get you there. Yeah, you do spot some inflammation that looks like there is not a snake bite. That looks like a needle or
Huh.
a dart, perhaps. But there is no dart.
Someone murdered this man.
Well, he's not dead.
Oh. Someone tried to murder this man. I'm feeling better.
So I'm presuming you do not have poisons, or do you?
I do, actually.
Well, you can make a poisons roll.
Oh,
Wow. Okay. Well, apparently you
Full
looked
mouth
up,
balloon.
3.
apparently you looked up some appropriate poisons for this region and have decided that the symptoms that he is exhibiting look pretty much like snake venom.
However, he doesn't
However,
look
it doesn't
like
look like it was delivered by a snake.
snake venom, but not delivered by a snake. How curious.
So, seeing as you have correctly identified this poison, I will tell you that it is a health -3 to resist, does 2d toxic damage, repeating at hourly intervals for 6 cycles. And
What can I do to assist? Anything?
You can do physician to help him get through that. If you had an antivenom, that would help even more.
That's going to be a fine plot point.
Yep,
Because it would have made
Could be.
sense for us to go, oh yeah, we're going into because we wouldn't normally run into snake bite crap on the ship.
Nope. And that makes a couple of you sleep a lot easier. By the way,
Good.
a couple of you are really bothered about the idea of snake venom.
I don't know, Phil, are you worried about snake venom or just snakes in general?
Okay, so treatment.
What is defined as a cycle in this case? Is that like 30 minutes? Is it 10 minutes? I
1
know
hour.
they is it 1 hour?
Yeah, that's the cycle for this poison is 1 hour. So given your identification of the problem, you can follow what I pasted in there. Right, so you can get up to a up to a +2 on the health bonus.
Okay. So I guess I need to make how many more physician
I guess I didn't actually look up the anti-venom. I'm going to assume he's going to get a bigger bonus than that. So what'll happen is as long as you're doing physician and you apply the anti-venom, he's going to get a bonus to his health rolls to resist the venom. And if he makes, I think 3 in a row on that, or no, I think if you make 1 of them, then you actually get over it.
I think it depends upon the venom.
Might be right on that. I don't think this one says anything specific about that,
Right.
though.
Okay, so how many physician tests do you need me to make?
Let's just make the 1, which is going to be pretty damn good. And then I will make a health roll with some bonuses, which he will make by quite a bit. So, given my current understanding of the mechanics, in an hour or so, he will no longer be deteriorating, although he still will have, I think what did it end up with, 9 or 10 points of toxic damage.
Not a lot I can do about toxic damage, is there?
No. So he is going to have to heal naturally from that, and he will probably be able to walk, but he is not going to be in good shape.
Right. Well, while I'm doing that, you
That'll
guys
take
should
a while.
probably find the person who stabbed him and punked them or something.
What does everybody else do?
Well, let's see. Yeah, Roger still isn't going to go scamping about in the trees filled with snakes and other things that will kill him.
So he's going to go up there, look out in the jungle for a second, and say, "Nah, let's not do that."
Exactly.
What about Claude?
Claude, I'm actually gonna go ahead and let Claude fail impulsive. Claude's gonna go ahead and head up top and take a look around.
All right. Hayden.
Hayden will go along with Claude.
Okay, Pelage.
Going up with Claude.
Okay. Well, as you guys all ascend, you look around at the jungle. You see Roger's just like, I don't know if I want to go out there. And you're not seeing much of anything going on out there other than the normal jungle stuff in the middle of the night. And
Okay.
Hayden, you will turn around and look down and say, he just kind of tipped over into the water down there. Whatever happened down there.
So we can't find a dart or anything like that on the ground.
You're welcome to poke around if you like.
Yeah, Claude will poke around, look for anything suspicious like a dart or whatever.
Tell you what, give me a reaction roll in the box.
It is dark, I'm assuming, yeah?
It is. It's a full moon, or mostly full moon, so it's only like -5, but it is
Hayden
still
will
dark.
have his lantern.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so Hayden's helping with the search then.
Yep.
All right. Next steps.
So no dart, I'm assuming.
Well, you haven't found anything yet.
Okay. Claude will look and see if there are any tracks or anything like that, I guess. Claude has absolutely no clue what he's looking for, but
Well, Hayden's helping out with the lantern, and I don't know what the other ones are doing.
so like a perception or anything.
I am not going to make you roll that. It's a matter of how long you guys want to spend up here.
Claude's good. Claude's good for a bit.
Surrendel hasn't had anything to contribute here. What's he doing?
Well, I guess there's not much for him to do. I mean, assist where I can, or just kind of keep an eye out for anyone else trying to do any sneaky, nefarious stuff.
All right. Well, for at least 30 minutes or an hour or so, you guys are fully awake, expecting trouble, but not finding any. And at that point, you guys are pretty satisfied that there's not any needles lying about up here. So, go back to bed.
Pretty much. It seems
Looks
like
like
everything's in hand.
I'll probably be suffering from missed sleep because I'm going to be keeping an eye on
Mhm.
him. What
Yeah,
is
you
that?
probably will.
One fatigue that I have to rest to recover.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else here. All right, I think what I'm going to do is have everybody give me, we'll go with perception just for the hell of it, in the box. We got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, very well. So be it. Okay, so that is that. You guys go back to bed. Well, actually, okay, so you guys are in the process. You come back down. You say you couldn't find any dart or anything up at the top of the cenote, and the porters are all standing around like, oh, what do we do now? And talking amongst each other, and one of them will approach Sir Randall and say, actually, no, we'll do that in the morning. Okay, morning comes. Skip
And the
ahead.
porters are all gone.
Stand by. Need to actually go there. Now it's morning. Okay, morning comes, and the porters, one of the porters will come to Sir Randall and say, some of us have decided we would like to leave. This is getting crappy over here.
It's like 2 days in. I guess
Yeah,
it's a
and well, they've
leadership check.
been shot at,
Leadership, or
and the guide is poisoned, so we've
and
got no
you're
guide
not
anymore.
Let's
You should give
see.
a public speech.
I don't know if it's public speaking, leadership. What would
Well, if your intention is to convince them to stay in the party, then
Mhm.
leadership would probably be appropriate.
Complementary skill with public speaking. William Wallace, this thing.
Possibly. I could live with that. I think you speak Spanish accented,
I think so.
so those will both be at -1.
There you go.
Aye, you may die.
All right. Well, what's
should
your
make-
what's your argument?
You should
Oh.
make Randall actually give us a speech.
Oh boy.
If I thought he
Um,
could pull that off and not take all night to do it.
It take me to come up with it.
I understand their concerns, but nothing worthwhile has ever come from the things that are easy.
Uh-huh.
You find yourself in a very skilled company, and I point to all of the players and sort of wag my hand a little bit, and Bonsignards and others
Uh-huh.
that
And those guys.
your safety definitely is in our is definitely one of our concerns, because without you and your assistance, all of us, and I include them in the all, would miss out on whatever the
Fortune and
treasures, the fortune and the glory that would come from such a epic expedition.
And well, the guide isn't dead. He will recover. He's
And-
gonna need some help.
He's probably, I suspect he's probably regained consciousness at least a little bit. Briefly.
Yeah, he should be conscious, but you guys are probably gonna want to litter him.
And it
Yeah.
not the jungle that is our foe. It is men like you and me.
Are you saying you're the foe?
No. We don't go against, while the jungle poses its own
Right.
threat,
Okay.
the primary threat here is of flesh and bone, just like you and I. So, yes.
That was an oddly constructed sentence, but I get it now.
And that but that only proves that we must be all more so vigilant in our undertaking.
And Boisonade pipes in a little bit with his not so great Spanish and says, also money. And they're all like, oh, yeah, okay. All right, fine.
Some money.
So you managed to not lose any further porters. All right, day 3. So that was as you guys were in the process of getting started striking camp. So you strike camp. The porters decide to continue on. During the process of the speaking, Dr. Spencer will have noted that one of the porters seems a little, I don't know, nervous.
Indeed.
I'm wondering how I can bring that to everyone's attention without, bringing it to everyone's attention.
Hey, this dude's totally shady, dude.
Yeah.
All right, so
I think he'll probably mention it to Anara, since she's been sort of acting as the. He's going to absent-mindedly mention it to her. Doesn't that fellow look a little, nervous? Don't you think he looks a little tired?
Says, oh, I hadn't noticed that. Well, I will certainly keep an eye on him.
Oh, she's going to shank him.
Oh, she might. She has a dagger pistol. She could shank him and shoot him at the same time.
Tank a shoot.
Stab, bang.
Stab him in the spleen and shoot him in the pancreas. All right, so you guys continue on, and there is more jungle.
More?
You are definitely getting sick of the jungle, but it is it's you had that 90-degree spike on the first day, but it kind of leveled off a little bit after that, so it's been back to your winter, 70s and 80s.
So comfortable temperatures.
Sometime around midday, you guys pass by the third cenote, and you guys recall from previous discussions that it was a little bit after this that you guys are actually going to diverge off of the beaten path here and start cutting your way back toward the actual site itself. So you're getting pretty close. As you guys are stopping at the cenote, refilling water, and that sort of thing, Mr. Spencer will
Ruh-roh,
wake
Raggy.
up.
What do you mean wake up?
You will wake up. You are apparently sleeping next to a tree out in the courtyard of this place, known as Bethlehem Royal Hospital in London,
How the hell did this happen? I was having
where
such a
you are
pleasant
being
dream.
kicked awake by a Dr. Corvus, whom you recognize as
Oh, yeah,
someone
he's
who
the
has
boy.
been tending to you. And he says, dreaming again, are we?
Sorry, say that again?
Dreaming?
That's what happens when one sleeps.
Some more than others.
That
Come
would
with
be
me.
such an awesome twist if this whole campaign has just been a fever dream of Spencer's.
I told you, none of you people are actually real.
He didn't
And
say this from the beginning.
he leads you over to a bench
It's a bit
and
meta
asks you
too.
to sit
of you are
and
real.
talk for a bit. And
I'm desperately trying to figure out how the hell I'm here and not in South America.
and he says, I have some news for you. The board has decided that we feel it is possibly in your best health interest to go ahead and allow you a visitation by your wife. In exchange, if you will sign this paper here, and he shows you a letter,
Not
and
without reading it first.
he sort of hands it to you in a I think you're going to get mad kind of look on his face, and says, it is a confession that you recognize that your delusions are not real.
I'm going to ball it up and throw it on the ground. Thank you, no.
Oh, come now, Mr. Spencer.
None of
You
this
must
is real.
acknowledge your illness, or you will never get over it.
Do you work for him? Is that it?
Work for
One of
whom?
his agents?
Is this the crow thing again? Was it King of Crows or something? How many times
Looking-
must me tell you this? None of this is real.
No, none of it is real. I'm secretly living in the Americas and talking to people across the world and pretending it all is happening.
Exasperated, he sighs heavily and says, "Well, shall I take it then that you do not wish to see your wife?"
Not on your conditions. Oh, also, I should probably make this test. Am I going crazy? No, this is some sort of magic. Do I have a headache?
I don't know. You think you should have a headache?
I'm asking the GM.
You can make a
'cause,
roll.
No, I can't. It's unconscious only.
Right. Well, the GM tells you can make a roll here. You did it. You do have an activation on that, don't you? I thought. Skill roll?
Yes.
I know you can't do it consciously, but I can have you do it. As a matter of fact, you've got a little bit of an ice cream headache going on as you're dealing with this, and you make a note that Dr. Corvus, as you cleverly avoid his question, cracks a little bit of a smile, and suddenly the image breaks down in a way, and you're back in the jungle, looking at this guy and talking to him instead, while you are apparently propped up against a tree. And he says to you, "Oh, you may certainly deny you're mad to anyone who will hear it, but can you convince them it's true, given what they've just witnessed?" And you turn to see everybody staring at you.
Hello. And then I'm going to turn
Also,
back to see if the Master Crows is gone.
he is gone.
Come, doctor. I think the heat is getting to you. You might need to drink a little bit more of your canteen. Yes, with some concern on my face.
I'm not mad. I'm not.
Surely not. Of course not. The heat gets to us all.
You note that you had just balled up and thrown a drawing you had started.
Let's see. What do I need to do here? Stop looking at
Quad.
me.
Claude's gonna go pick up the drawing.
He was apparently sketching the cenote or something like that. He'd just gotten started, really.
Well, great. Now everybody thinks I'm crazy.
Nah, just
Actually, I have no
Heat
idea
addled.
what they saw.
true. I think you're just heat addled. We didn't see anyone there, obviously.
For the record, for those of you that were standing about, yeah, you did not see anybody. He was talking to a tree or a tree stump, and he was getting very angry at that tree stump.
Good to
Poor doctor. Poor doctor.
And saying,
Steve,
I will not agree not to see my wife under your conditions, or whatever it was that he said.
I was being baffling. I'm confusing. I'm fine.
Of course.
Well, you've all left us stumped.
Bah.
Wahaha.
You would make that joke.
I'm
Yes,
actually
yes,
kind
you
of
would.
disappointed that I didn't make that joke. Well done, sir. Well done.
Okay, so you guys continue on, and as previously agreed upon and understood, this particular path that you guys had been following, which had cut back and forth a couple of times over the last couple of days, branches off to the left, and actually, no, wrong way. This particular path branches off or cuts directly to the right, and this was just a little bit after the cenote, and you were understood that at that point you would cut directly to the left instead and start cutting directly through the jungle. And your expectation was you're going to get a little bit into it today, probably camp out wherever you can find a space, and then tomorrow you should arrive at your destination. And so it goes. Hack. The
This is
porters.
day 3.
Yeah, this is day 3.
Oh boy, so we
Saturday.
need to make hiking checks.
Did we not do that? We didn't do that, did we? Nope.
Blah,
Okay. Today I need 2 things. I need the hiking check from everybody. Some of you are improving.
It's gonna be funny if the 2 Navy guys are the ones that fail.
Well, it'd be appropriate.
3 Navy people, because no, he's a whatever, not a Navy person.
Urchin.
Well, the 2
Okay.
Navy guys did fail.
Half of you succeeded, half of you failed. All right, some of you are pretty rough by the end of the day. Also need a navigation roll from somebody. That would be navigation land.
Hayden, because he's got a crazy high one.
You guys
Crazy
have a
high
compass,
C,
so
and
you
it-
are not
it is-
penalized. I am giving you the benefit of knowing where you're going ahead of time. You guys did plenty of study, so you've got a pretty good feel for it.
I don't know what the default is exactly, but it's going to be.
I think
It was
it's
better
minus
than
2. Let me look.
Minus
to
2.
succeed by 9 straight rolls. So.
Minus 2.
There you go.
All right, looks like you're going to be okay. And Juan, while being littered, is at least occasionally giving some directions, and otherwise trying to recover.
Has he given us any clues as to what happened?
Yeah, that's
Also,
that's
he's
something I
really
wanted to-
heavy.
That's something I did want to check if he has any idea what happened.
He will say that I don't know. I just felt something in the back of my neck, and the next thing I was waking up to you.
It's in the trees.
No, it was that fellow over there with the ill-favored look.
As indicated, you guys cut through for a little while. The sun starts to go down, and you find as much of a clearing as you can find to set up camp for the night. Is anybody doing anything special here?
I'm going to ask everyone to be extra vigilant since we're getting close to our goal. That it's
Plus, there's been at least two.
What? Yeah, two
attempts.
attacks. Huh? Yep.
We should
Also,
have two
keep an
people
eye
on
out on
watch.
that guy over there. Watch out for any talking tree stumps.
Is the word
Everyone
about
needs to
that
drink their
guy?
water.
Word about that guy getting around now?
About Spencer? No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna assume it's just heat.
No,
Yes,
the
I'm going
nervous
to-
guy.
Yes, I am going to have mentioned that
Oh.
to at least a couple people.
Right.
Maybe even the Frenchman.
Is anyone acting on that?
Well,
Well,
it's fair to say that Rogers has been hyper attentive the entire time he's been in this show.
Uh-huh.
Hayden will say we should confront the man.
okay.
You, Sir Randall, you have the gift of the gab. Perhaps
I
you can
will-
loosen his tongue.
Do we have any alcohol? I'm sure we have some alcohol. So
Is that
I will.
for after you cut his tongue out?
That's
No.
a terrible thing to have in a frickin', jungle hike.
It's cleaner than water. And besides, you have to have some celebratory beverage when we open and find the.
The note that says, the treasure you found, you got was the friends you made along the way,
Uh-huh.
Right.
or your treasure is in another castle.
Right.
All right. Well,
So I will ply him with some of the alcohol, and
so you are coming over to him directly and
Yeah.
offering him a drink,
it's
and
like I
not
noticed
anybody
that
else.
it seems that this expedition seems to be affecting you a little bit more than the others. I've noticed.
The fact that you're talking to him specifically now, sort of out of the way of everyone else,
But
is
I will
starting
also
to make him look a little more affected than before.
I will also be have my weapon semi-loose, ready for quick draw. If
In case he tries
necessary.
to stab you with a dart that has snake poison on it.
Stab me, run, more stabbing me, blowing himself up, blowing us up. I mean, yeah, being prepared to, but yes, I will begin friendly enough, but start to try and dig at and pick at his nervousness and his reasons for it.
Okay.
Being extra
So-
attentive to various lies and body language.
The reality here is you are attempting to accuse him, or find out if you should be accusing him, and you want to hide the fact that you're doing that.
Possibly. Well,
So
I
I'm
mean, if he's
thinking,
willing to tell us straight up, like, hey, so you seem to be nervous. What seems to be the problem? And then if he lies, then
Well, I tried
I
to
start
kill
digging.
one and he survived. Oh crap! Did I say that out
well,
loud?
so thinking about it from his perspective, though, so if he is guilty of something and inclined to run away, but he hasn't figured out that you're onto him yet, he might be about to figure out that you're onto him. So what I'm thinking is, if you're trying to act like you're just being friendly, then
Yes.
Just worried about the guy.
Yep.
Maybe a
Then,
contest
you
of
could go with
will
acting.
versus interrogation.
well, you're a pretty good actor. And apparently he's not having a good day. So he is clearly nervous, does not run away as you approach him with the drink. He seems to be trying to come to terms with it, so he will accept.
He's neighborhood.
I'm nobody. I'm neighbor.
Now that you have him not running away, you may ask your questions.
So it seems, it's like, man, rough expedition as it starts, eh? It's like, I
Oh.
noticed it, yeah. And
Spanish,
then-
of course.
Yeah, of course. It's like, and then I'll share some of the alcohol with him and ply him with that, and try and kind of drag up. Does he have anyone back home? That he wants to get back to. What does finding
You
this
have a
treasure mean to?
family.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Do you have a family?
Uh-huh.
Like, what is this treasure gonna mean to you? It's like, is he excited?
He says, I got 5 kids to feed.
Oh wow! It's like, so finding this treasure and being a part of this crew is actually a really good thing. And so I'm trying to re-engender loyalty to us if somebody else has swayed his loyalty, maybe.
All right. Now hit him with the stick.
And
So
but
you
we
have
have
five kids. Do you love them all equally?
And but we have noticed that you've been kind of nervous lately. Is there anything that on your mind particularly?
No.
I'm gonna guess it's like come. It's all right, It's not like you're one of those out there trying to like kill us straight up and launching cannons at us and poisoning our friends, right?
Well, not to bias you here, but you probably ought to do the whole body language
Yeah, yep.
detect lies thing in the box. So you start asking about about why he's nervous, and he'll start talking about that whole business of the rumors about witchcraft and all that crap going on out here. And well, the closer we get to the place, the more likely we are to encounter that sort of thing. His recounting of this tale seems awfully, I don't know, off the cuff to you.
Right. I'll try and dig deeper to catch him in an obvious, more obvious lie, like inconsistencies with the story.
So that would be interrogation, definitely. Which you are gonna have to pick up at some point.
I actually intended to, but I couldn't remember when we used it last. So, wow. What does that default to?
Unfortunately, you guys have used that at default enough times that you probably can't get away with saying you haven't used it yet.
True, I have used it.
It is true.
Interrogation IQ -5, intimidation -3, or psychology -4.
Darn it. Frangier isn't here. Ooh, psychology -4?
Yep.
You actually have psychology?
I do. Oh, I rolled it twice. Oh, I'm going to use a bidding on that for a success by 0.
Okay. All right. So you are interrogating him.
Now
with
put a
your,
point in interrogation
Right?
before you forget it.
All right. Well, let's see. So you've managed to sneak past his initial defense and got him in there, and you'd noticed that you keep bringing up the whole
I'm
poisoning.
constantly plying him with alcohol too.
It's going to take quite a bit more alcohol to get him actually tipsy, but if you keep working at it, you might. In the meantime, you have noticed he seems to react differently to the whole concept of poisoning and darts and that sort of thing. So, as a result of your interrogation, you feel like this guy probably either did it or knows something.
Gotcha. Well, Julio, I mean...
Arnaud.
Huh?
Arnaud.
Oh.
That's his name.
Well, oh, wow. Okay. Darn it. I didn't know that you had him named.
I have names for all of them.
Oh, well,
you
there
just
you
have
go.
to ask them their names because you don't care.
They're not significant people in my life. Oh, no.
Straight up. Why are you lying to us?
Yeah.
Are you working for the others?
And exactly. I pulled a pistol out and kind of left it in my lap.
Now, Arnaud. If you don't tell me the truth, I'm going to have to shoot you.
It's like exactly, pretty much. It's like,
think of those 5 children you have.
Yeah, I mean, leaving them without a father. I mean, right now, it doesn't seem like you necessarily are the one truly guilty of harming our friend up there. But it does seem like you might know a little bit more than you're letting on. And then I cocked the pistol.
By this point, you've gotten a bit of a crowd going.
Yep.
And they're all like waiting to see what happens as you cock the pistol. And this guy clearly feels like he is about to die. and he will start spilling some. So he says that some guy paid me a lot of money to dart the guide if it looks like you guys are going to get where you're going. And he didn't know anything about the ambush.
Juan is gonna like force himself to his feet and come over and break this guy's neck, isn't he?
Well, I'll
He's making that face.
I kind of make
You
a
darted
gesture.
me.
Yep, I make a gesture for somebody to go search his bags and gear.
That'd
Well,
be one of the porters.
Does he know what poison was used? And if he does, will it help in aiding one?
At this point, you guys had the antivenom that you needed, so he is going to recover.
Until he dies.
he's fine until he dies.
Unless the predator shows up.
See, I know. I'd love to decide your fate myself, but I really do believe, and thankfully, our friend over there has not succumbed to the machinations of the person who hired you, and you.
Who hired him?
Yeah. I mean, does he know who hired him? Is he aware of him, or does he know him, or was it just some random dude?
He says they called him Fish.
This fish.
Well,
guy.
that's two.
Since he's in a chatty mood, he will say that they paid him 24 pesos, which is not an insignificant amount of money.
Well, I mean, I understand that you got to do what you got to do for your family.
I got 4 kids to feed.
Yeah.
Lost one apparently in the
Yep.
last couple of minutes. It was tragic.
That
What?
tragic loss of your child.
That's
there.
not what I said.
So, well, I think the gentle folk here will secure you. We decide what is to occur with you.
You mean decide if you're gonna kill me?
I look all innocent, and it's like that is a decision that that's not for me to make.
Actually, it kind of is.
Personally, yeah,
You're
personally.
the highest status person present.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, Claude's already searching through the guys. Mine.
Oh, good.
Mine.
Yeah.
Like, what? 25 pesos? I wonder if they're still here.
Yeah.
Hold on. Uh-huh. Yeah. Claude,
They're
you
there.
find a little blowgun.
Ooh, neat.
Apparently
Claude
it didn't
will,
occur to him to get rid of the evidence.
Yeah, Claude will
Ooh.
do like a whistle and like kind of hold it up in between his fingers.
At that point, he tries to bolt.
And I will shoot him in the leg.
Give me a roll.
Let's see, that's a -3 for the leg.
2. Wow. Roll damage.
That is
Oh,
tight damage,
that's
man.
crap damage. That is.
Well,
oh.
You still shot him in the leg.
Roll to
Unless
see
you
if
wanna
you
petty
hit
Oh,
something
but
body.
like his knee. Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, that's fair.
But you'll have to decide if you're going to Benny it first.
That's true.
Benny the damage or Benny
Yeah.
the.
Benny
Yeah,
the
and I
damage.
don't think that's gonna. No, it's a quarter, I think, for.
Yeah, quarter.
Well, that is a
First time.
PI plus.
Well, you
So
don't
if he has
really
10 hit
want to
points.
cripple him because then he's going to slow us down.
My intentional was going to leave him to head back with what no water and stuff. Was my initial thought. If,
Oh,
what's
well,
his
if you
name
don't
doesn't-
care, then you don't care.
But
You could-
where is?
You could still roll that leg hit location and see if you hit an artery or something.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Not to mention the fact that he's bleeding now.
He is bleeding.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted leg. Hold
Yeah,
on.
that's not the right one.
Do we have leg as a separate?
Oh, apparently.
Yeah, that's.
apparently
Well,
he
I
rolled.
was just.
Yeah, it's the leg.
Oh, I'm sorry. I see. Wrong one.
For real this time. Thighs. Yep, caught him in the meat.
But he's got now a bullet in there, and he's probably.
All right, so to sum up, everybody is
if I'd
standing
Benny,
around
that's
looking to
5
see what's
6
about to
plus
happen. And Claude over there digging through his stuff says, "Hey, looky here! Here's the blowgun." And at that point, the dude tries to get up and run away, and Sir Randall promptly pops the gun up and shoots him in the leg as he's trying to run away. He does not stop.
Oh yes,
Keeps going.
that's actually true. What he just typed. I do want to add the Benny
Oh my god!
to make it an artillery.
Artillery. It's an artillery strike.
I can't speak. Arterial strike. There it is. That's what.
What is the leg artery injury?
6.
This allows crippling with injury over hit points divided by 3. Yeah. So then excess.
No,
is
it's
just
the. I think it's additional 0.5.
Yep. Cutting,
Oh.
impaling.
Cutting, impaling. It's not piercing.
It is piercing.
cutting,
Yeah,
impaling,
Impaling, piercing, or type beam.
burning.
Okay, so it's 1.5, which brings it up to 3, which brings it up to a quarter, and not over a third.
Does he have 10?
Yeah.
Over a third would be over
Yeah, that would have to
3
be 4.
point. Oh, it would have to be 4. Well,
That's fine. He's bleeding.
He's
yep.
not crippled, but you just hit him in the artery. He will bleed out.
As he disappears into the jungle, and we're like, what the hell?
So he won't live long.
That was already heading in that direction. The guy's like,
But you guys don't know that.
"Vanished."
So
We hear a panther attacking.
you saw him jump up. You saw Sir Randall shoot him in the leg, and he keeps running into the jungle and does not stop.
And then we
Because he
hear
wasn't
Predator
actually
roll.
If he
Doesn't even-
don't worry, if he bleeds, we can kill him.
That's true. All right, so does anybody take any further action? You don't know that he's going to bleed out and die.
What the hell?
Oh, I told him he could live but he chose to run. I was hoping to slow him down. He didn't. I
Well, he did.
I was hoping to bring him down. I guess I
want to
missed.
check on that, by the way. Arms and legs. Okay, so
must have just
veins and
winged him.
arteries.
But he's
Attack
gonna have
has
one heck
extra
of a time
-3.
getting back without any food and water.
Increases wounding modifier. Ignore crippling effects and damage limits for limbs. Yeah, okay. Blah blah blah. Can cause almost instant unconsciousness with death coming in seconds.
Great. We're going to hear him crash into the jungle, and then it goes really quiet.
Okay, so
Maybe you should look at the
nothing
other
additional,
porters
so-
and ask if any of them have also been paid to betray us.
That's a good call.
yeah, he's actually not going to get very far.
So before we carry on, has anyone else decided that they took payment from Mr. Fish to hamper the continuation of this expedition?
You see a chorus of almost unison negative head shakes, very, very aggressively.
Man, we are going to wake up tomorrow, and every one of them is going to be gone.
Oh, this is good.
You never trusted him. You're like going to go to the other guys and go, I knew I could trust you guys. You don't have the ill-favored look like that dude did.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess I'll do
'Cause
another.
you're super chummy, right?
Yep, and inspiring some loyalty amongst the folk.
After you shot one of them.
All right. Yeah, this is probably warranted. Yeah.
Oh, well,
It's that
it's
language
been a
barrier.
while since you
Yeah,
lucked.
yep, that's true.
That's true.
You also have bennies.
Yep. Let's see.
Well, you guys are going through the bennies tonight, but that's appropriate.
Yeah, public speak. Wow, I must hit that. Oh, there you go.
Wow,
So that's
that
by
was-
one. So just
Okay.
enough. And then here is the leadership. Well,
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Public speaking was the assist.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that
yeah.
makes it a 0.
Yep.
So at
Benny?
least there's that.
I think that's enough. At least they know.
You're not gonna
I'm not
penny
trying
that
to
low
threaten.
into
Yeah. No.
amazing territory.
No, I mean, I do kind of point out that it is only his disloyalty that has upset us, nothing more.
He
And
tried to
You've
kill
explained
Juan.
the situation.
he tried
They
to
know
kill
what
Juan.
happened.
Yep, exactly. And that,
And those
I'm a
porters
fair
are right
man.
now. The porters right now are trying to figure out, okay, with one less guy, what's our split now?
Exactly, more split. Hey, we've taken a cancerous or the tumor has been cut away. Our safety we're more safe without him around.
You hear a bit of a roar suddenly from Bernard, as apparently somebody just told him what the hell happened, and he's sh- shouting bad things in French and sort of running over in the direction where that guy ran, and like, "I'm gonna kill you! I'm gonna kill you!"
Oh,
It'll take him a
Now
bit
he's-
to reel him back in.
Wait, he's too fast. He disappeared into the jungle.
I thought it was a roar, and I was going to say, and we fed the wildlife.
He comes back a bit later and says, "Man,
I
I was
didn't
gonna
need
kill
to.
him.
I didn't need to, though.
I think he's already dead."
What? All right.
Oh, I thought I winged him. And I'll
Maybe I
set
did
back
that.
to I'll set back to reloading, and
gonna
I'll
ask
tell Amira,
Bernard
I'm so very sorry that you had to see that.
ask Bernard in French to take me to him, so I can at least check him out.
So you'll go out there and you'll follow a rather large blood trail, actually, for
Oh,
just a leg hit,
Yes.
and you're already
Nope.
thinking,
I already know what happened. It's
Uh-huh.
a artery hit.
and he's still leaking a bit, but he's not conscious anymore, and
Yeah,
without
there's
some real
nothing like- yeah.
surgery.
There's well, I guess if nothing else, we'll take him back to at least, because I suspect we're like, oh man, yeah, oof. There's not much I can do about that.
Mm-hmm. You expect he will not survive till the morning, at the very least, if he survives that long.
I can try.
You could try to. Well, yeah, it's internal bleeding, so I mean, it's a shot, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you treat that without surgery.
I'm looking. What's his okay, so his hit points aren't that bad off, but actually I have no idea what his hit points are now since he's bleeding out.
He's
I'm just
actually
gonna-
only down like 3 hit points.
Yeah, but with bleeding, shouldn't that say
Well,
he's
yeah,
like,
that's true.
he's losing his HP a lot.
That is true.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah. So looking at what I've got, looking at the surgery, I have a surgery skill of 14, so I am actually pretty darn good. However, unsterilized
time is-
area is -3. This tech level, the surgery equipment, even though it's good quality, is -3. And
Mhm.
if he's like at -4 times hit points, because of the bleeding, that's another -4. So that's -10 total.
Tourniquets are a thing in this time.
Yeah.
How long has that guy been bleeding? out?
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, it may not have mattered. He might have bled out before you even got there.
Yeah. Well, so the hit wasn't that bad. It just clipped the artery, and I'd say he's maybe been bleeding out for a minute by the time Spencer gets involved there, maybe a little longer. So he will have had to bleed for, well, how does the bleeding work? It's been a while since I've looked at that. He may actually survive. So
The end of every minute after being wounded, you make a health
yeah.
roll at -1. On a failure, you bleed for a loss of 1 HP. So he might actually survive that.
Well, okay. So the fluff says you can realistically bleed out in seconds. So if we say it's number of seconds instead, then he's going to be 7 seconds to 0 hit points, and then another 10 seconds after that.
And it's
So
probably
he's going
going
to
to be
start
more
getting
than a
into,
couple minutes before I even get there.
yeah.
So yeah,
So
he
if
might have
he-
already bled out.
If he fails any death checks in there, that means he bled out, and he's going to start making those within the first 30 seconds or so. And at a health of 10, he's got a 50-50 chance of failing at least one of them. So, yeah, he's probably dead.
Well, still bring him back, and yes, he may have betrayed us, but and all that, but we probably want to still put him in the ground.
Yeah, well,
'Cause
that's
if
another.
nothing else, that might improve
Attract animals.
the
Yeah.
well the
Oh,
player is
yeah.
thinking that might also improve the loyalty with
True.
the other guys when they see, oh hey, they
Yes,
do,
they're giving him
even though this
rights.
guy stabbed us in the back, they like actually still saw to it that he was given at least a nominal decent burial.
Okay, well,
point.
you guys were about to pack it in for the night. So, you know that digging a grave is going to take a while.
Well, luckily we have a lot of people,
Less than you started with.
still more than we did. Yeah,
I'm
whatever.
looking for where I wrote that down.
What are you talking about? I mean, it's not going to take us that long. It's just a scene change.
How long to dig your grave? I had to look that up instead of going through the
Scene
GURPS
change.
process.
I've
8
watched
to 10 man
Supernatural.
hours is what I have.
Well, we don't need a
So-
full 6-foot deep grave or anything crazy like that.
Exactly. So if you say 4 to 5 man hours for half that, and you've got 6 porters here, and however many PCs plus so you got plenty of guys here to potentially dig. The question is, how many shovels do you have? Assuming
know
you have
I
enough shovels, you could probably do it in 30 minutes to an hour.
Oh, I know. I
So-
I brought a shovel for sure.
And I know you brought your own shovel. That one is important to you.
Oh, I spent
Has your
money
name
on it
on
for
it.
sure. It does. See right here, random.
All right, so you guys bury him. It takes a little while, but you got plenty of manpower here for it. Luckily enough.
Let's see, do we have anybody who can say some words over him? I don't know if anybody has theology.
I imagine the
ritual.
captain.
That's true. You should probably have religious ritual.
I don't
just
know
for
if it'd be
the whole
religious
captain.
ritual, but he would maybe
Maybe
part of
sailor?
his seamanship.
I would say, yeah, seamanship. Special case, given the fact that you've been captain, you've had to do these things. You know roughly how that works.
Instead of saying returning to the deep, he'll
Returning him to the ground.
improvise.
Ash,
So,
dust,
Haydn will
dust.
improvise. You feel like you're not going to attract any. Well, you do have a pool of blood over there, so you might not attract
Toss
too many
some
animals.
dirt on it.
All right, you do what you can. Juan will advise from the survival standpoint how you need to cover that up to make it appropriate. All right, so you get through the night. It was weird, but nothing attacked you. And when you get up in the morning, the porters are still here. They're not super excited, but they've been promised that this is the last day. They're they're gonna get there today. And as far as you know, that's true.
Well, apparently we have 3 minutes to do it.
Indeed. So, hiking rules. Also,
Boo.
Whoops, that's the wrong. So that would have been rolling on a 6. So
So
Hayden
fail by a
succeeds by 0.
Are these
Oh,
costing us
shit.
fatigue points, or just fatigue at the end of the day?
no, I'm sort of hand waving that.
Gotcha.
Let's see. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who am I missing? Rogers.
Sorry.
Hiking. Also, I guess Hayden can go ahead and do the navigation.
Woot woot.
Wow. Oh,
Oh,
that was not the navigation. That would have been awkward.
I know, right?
All right. You guys get moving. Who failed? So fail, success. That was not right. Right. Okay. So we got 3 fails again. All right. Some of you are going to be pretty wiped out when you get there.
It'll be
But
yeah.
in the morning, as you guys start heading through and start hacking your way, one, you guys encounter what looks to be an old body hung in a tree in a sort of ritualistic fashion.
Missing
And
his
the
spine.
porters find this very disturbing and would wish to not go further.
Meanwhile, I'm going to go examine it.
Yep,
I
I'm
will
curious.
I will not have you roll again for leadership or anything. You guys have done that enough tonight. But I'm assuming that you will encourage them to continue on.
I'm gonna check
That
out the
body does
ritual.
look really
Yeah,
old, though.
Really old.
Yeah, mostly skeletal, not quite mummified. I guess
Can you tell how
partly
it died?
mummified. Looks European potentially. The cause of death would probably take a little while to figure out, but it's not immediately obvious.
Clearly, this was suicide.
But there are little other things hanging from the trees and stuff like that. And they're all crossing themselves and
Is it hanging
well,
from the
you
neck,
understand.
or is it hanging from the feet, or something like that?
Not from the neck. It's not like hanged. It's sort of a ritualistic thing.
Tied to the tree.
I'm not sure how to describe that exactly.
I get the feeling they're encouraging us to leave.
Somebody doesn't want you to come this way.
Move along. Move along.
But let's see. You guys keep going. You manage to keep the band together, and toward the afternoon, you crest a hill and see out ahead something looking like so.
Oh my God, we're on Yavin.
No, this isn't Yavin. That's another place. That's Kalakmul.
See?
Well,
And
we found
you
someplace.
Destination
continue
awaits.
further, and as you close in, you can see a little better.
And then the forest ninjas attack.
And then the forest ninjas attack.
No, it's the land sharks.
Not again.
Well, once we get here, what are we going to be doing?
That is actually what I'm going to ask you. So it's late. What is your first plan?
How late? I mean, can we get to there and
I mean,
camp out?
it's afternoon, so you've got a couple of hours probably before it gets dark.
Well, I think once we get there, set up camp. While they're setting up camp, I'm gonna start kind of walking the area, looking and seeing what I can see. Oh, something else. During the evenings, I would have been poring over the any of the books, looking for any additional clues that I can
Yeah,
glean
Neville
out of
didn't
those.
have much on that. He never went to this place. He knew about it. He knew that Morgan had gone here and possibly had gone here multiple times, but he never went there himself, so he had no descriptions or anything like that. The closest to that would be Belay, and you don't have that journal.
Nope.
But you know someone who does.
Yep.
Are you going to ask to see it?
Why would someone orientate the map with north facing east?
Because
Or
it fit the
weird.
page better? Yeah, I don't know. I thought about actually turning it, but decided not to. Because
Well, I
you'd
guess I
have to
could
read
play
text
the.
sideways.
I showed you mine. Are you willing to show me yours?
Did you show him yours?
Well, I got us here.
You gonna try to convince him to let him see it? Let you see it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, I was zoomed in on this map, so I didn't even see the through the north thing.
Oh.
Besides, all
You
we have
know
to do is go
that,
to the A. It says the access right there. It's access.
you know that getting him to give up the Blue Age Journal is going to be very difficult. You are
Yep.
going to have to sweeten that pot because you know you wouldn't give it up.
Nope.
You're gonna have to do the mummy thing and steal it while he's sleeping,
I tell you what, though,
and then read from it and waken the mummy inside.
just to speed things up, I'll let you do a gut roll.
Oh yeah, you have intuition.
Yeah, I do.
You need to remember you have intuition.
I should.
You keep saying that all the time.
I need a big banner on my character that says.
Yeah,
intuition.
that doesn't work. After a period of time, you just
start
becomes part of the
minimizing it.
background. Yeah,
Yep.
it becomes part of the background, and you stop paying attention to it.
Yep.
Your gut tells you that there's probably something to do with that compass.
I'll let you see the compass. I see the journal. You give me the journal. I'll give you the. We'll look at the.
Well, if you use the compass before, he won't even know.
Oh, you mean
Oh,
look
yeah.
at it with the thing, and then say, oh, by the way, here.
No, you need to find the place like we found earlier where you put the compass.
Right. 'Cause I got him here. He's got the clues for here.
Yeah. Now you know that the Boule Journal has basically describes what that expedition did once it got here, and the
Right.
places that they looked. You know that it gets cut off at some point and doesn't describe any further, so you don't know what happened after that. But
it does
they
cut
did
out.
look around in certain places, so
So
you're
it reduces
familiar
the places
enough
we would
with
have
the
to.
story.
Honestly, I think it's just right where that red arrow is. Accesso. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
All
So,
right.
I will give you one quick shot if you want to pick a spot to look.
Oh,
So tonight you can go look
Oh.
for a place to use the compass, or you can talk to Boissenard and try to get the journal from him.
My luck is not reset.
Yeah.
I guess I can always talk to Boston on and see what it's going to cost me.
Don't want to take a guess?
You have intuition.
I guess that's true. There's no limitation on how often you can use that, is there?
That's just don't abuse it, really. All right.
Well,
what do I
I'm okay
know?
with using that then. You've got a number of options, but some of them are more obvious than others.
I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
I
Well, the
would
names
think
aren't that
that
important.
probably that tall point that would be how it reflected back. Oh my goodness! Hold on. What is my clues here? Story? No. What is,
Well, you can just roll it, and I can decide how many clues you got. Because you're gonna
please,
scan about and
please.
look at the whole place. All right. So your gut is that it's gonna be in probably the most prominent place, and which would probably be in that larger complex there, the
All right.
Temple of 5 levels, I think it was.
Yeah, pistols.
So at that point, what I would like to do is have you make a universe roll. Well, it's not bad.
Is it 13 that gets to the next highest level, or is it 14?
I think it's either 13 or 14.
2
13.
bennies. 13 is good.
13's the next level, yeah.
Boom. Spent.
1 Benny. Mark off 1 Benny.
Done.
All right. You ascend the steps while everybody's setting up camp, and you'll note that Boissenard's kind of doing the same thing. He's actually headed up there, and he is going to go right on up to the main complex and go up there. He's talking a little bit about some of the stuff that Boule had described, and says, this is that, and this is that. And as you guys are walking, you cross that little altar in the middle, and you stub your foot just a little bit in a little round indentation.
Nice.
Why, that round indentation is just about the same size as that compass.
Right. And I'll kind of come up and it's like, guess I should, I'll kind of laugh it off like, man, look at how how way too excited for this, and I'm all what is the term, clumsy, and I'll try and kick a little bit of dirt over the
Are you going to save that for later then?
yes.
Until the frog's not here.
Yep, not staring at me.
Well, right now he's headed up the steps of that thing.
So I will kind of sit down and like take my boot off, and then kind of see if it fits. Yeah.
All right. You very surreptitiously slide the compass out and into the indentation. It settles the same way as it did on the fort. You note
Right.
that the notch is pointing in a particular direction, and it is not in the direction you would expect. Off into nothing.
Interesting.
You head over that direction to see, and you will note that there is a hole,
What's in the hole?
sort of under the brush over there. This whole place is super overgrown, so there's trees growing out of the stonework and vines and moss and crap all over everything. Not the nice manicured lawn that's on the picture, unfortunately. So it's a little hard to see some stuff over there, but you can see that there's a bit of a, it looks like a cave or something like that.
I will act like I have had to go find a place to relieve myself. And sure enough, I will kind of. Now, is there anyone else with us? I know Bonsanada is probably moving up and around the main temple area. Was anyone else following?
He and his people are up there around on the temple looking and pointing at things.
Well, I succeeded on my hiking check, and I'm nosy, so I'm probably like, tagging along behind.
Okay,
Randall,
good.
looking
that's
around.
Kind of the key is I want to make sure that I'm not alone.
Maybe like
I don't want to
making
play
some
the
sketches.
hey, I'm gonna go, yeah, and I'll kind of do the knowing like, hey, I think we need to look over there, kind of
It'd be great. We'll
surreptitiously.
get into a fight, and you'll be like, shoot him, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to load this.
But anyone
I
else
forgot to
that's in
bring
the
powder
crew
and a
that's with like for example, after Bonsanada, if I notice that, I'll kind of tap it with my foot where others can see. So like, hey, I pointed it out, and then kind of do the sit, with the boot thing, kind of like, hey, look what I'm doing, guys, and then head off in that direction with the any of the party members and with that, I will begin to examine and further explore the hole, looking around for any kind of
Who else
alerting
made theirs?
devices.
I think Hayden actually made his hiking check as well.
0.
Right, just barely. So he's not completely exhausted at this point. Everybody else is kind of pooped. So Hayden, are you
fine.
exploring with them?
Let me just check. He's not curious or anything like that, but he is a workaholic, so he'll probably be making sure that the camp and everything else is taken care of properly.
Okay, fair enough. So then,
we're
Randall,
assuming that we're not going to be, like, in quotes, exploring the depths right now. That's like a tomorrow thing, right?
That's probably a fair assumption. I think this is sort of a cursory thing on their part. They could say otherwise, but clearly they're poking around. So
He will be, every now and then, he'll be sort of taking a look to see sort of where they're at and stuff.
keeping track. That's fine. Well, you'll see him walk over that direction anyway, at least. So, hold on one second. Not that one. We'll use this one. So it's kind of off to the side, and you follow. It's not here. It's like, over there somewhere or something like that. But there's a bit of a hole. It's stoned, so it's not like a sinkhole or something like that. It's a deliberate. You probably guess it might be a cistern or something like that. And Sarandel and Article step over to the cistern and sort of look down into the deep dark hole. And Sarandel, first off, Spencer has had a little bit of a headache this whole time he's been in this place.
Be careful.
And as Sarandel looks down in the hole, you're fairly certain you just saw a little glint of gold. Cut to black. Cue the music. Roll credits.
Dun, dun, dun. All magic gold. Means it doesn't actually exist.
You put the red
Maybe it
arrow in the
doesn't.
wrong spot. You needed to put it further closer to the.
Which red arrow?
All right, cool beans.
Oh, I'm just joking about that Excesso arrow on the.
Oh, I didn't put that there anyway.
I know you didn't.
All right. Yeah. Let's see. I think we are good to go for at least one more. So it might end up being a little short. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we'll see if you stroke out at work from wigging out.
Well, there's that too.
Don't stroke out.
One character point for everybody.
Whoop whoop.
That's normal. Stability. You guys had a rough few days, but I don't think you're into long-term stability points yet. So I'm gonna call that okay for now. Might get weird though.
Gonna get really weird.
Bennies. Let's see who gets bennies today.
I like the crazy. I like the crazy person scene, Spencer.
That's right. The stump gets me.
The stump. You think the stump gets a benny?
The stump deserves a Benny.
I'll agree with that. All right. Ah, damn it.
Way to go, Stump.
Just realized Claude never asked Boissinat about the dream.
Considering that Boissinat probably doesn't know that Claude has the skull,
Are you sure?
unless something went down while I was gone.
No, I'm just like I could totally see him going. Yeah, I think she took it. He took it. Whatever.
Claude, I think, is going to keep his distance.
Okay, well, another time then. All right. Does anybody have any questions or anything? I think that's all that I've got for the time being.
I don't have any. No.
Nothing
Not
that
yet.
comes. I'm sure I have a lot of questions, but I don't know what they are just yet.
No, I'm good.
All right. Then if you're watching this and you have questions, corrections, suggestions, or general hecklings, feel free to leave a comment here or find us on Discord. Like and subscribe and all that. Thank you for watching. Olympus out.
Night
Okay.
stream.